alive. Chris was just talking about his real life allergy to bees.
That I outgrew, which I found out is possible. But was I almost had a panic attack waiting in the urgent care waiting room with the EpiPen over my thigh, just kind of like analyzing any and all weird tickles and whatnot.
You found out you grew out of it because you were stung by a bee and you didn't die?
Yes, this last summer.
So when you were a kid, you were stung by a bee and did die?
Yes.
And
then, and at that time, but you only get, I am a cat, so I did have, but I burned, that was the 9th one that was burnt.
Right.
I got stung when I was 12, right in the neck, right outside my house. And then the best part about this is that, so then I carried an EpiPen rest of my life for up till last year. And then I got stung again in my knee, but literally a half mile from the location I got stung the first time. So one could plausibly argue there might have been a generational vendetta.
Yeah, there's one beehive that just hates it.
Exactly.
So when you were stung in the neck at 12, how did your throat closed up?
Yeah, I was.
I think that's just the swelling of being stung in the neck. That
does contribute to the area. But I got stung here, and then I was on a hike with my dad, and then it was like the first bee sting. I was freaking out. He was like, "Oh, you're fine, you're fine." We were hiking, and then as we kept going, my dad's kind of like noticed there was like, maybe we should kind of like turn back. Might be a good idea to turn back. And I remember feeling my lip getting really tight, as if it was like someone was pulling it like this. My lip got super tight, folded upwards and inflated, and then my ears crinkled, my face and eyes closed up. Whoa. And then by the time we got back into the neighborhood, we bumped into our neighbor Silvio, and then Silvio came over and like mid-sentence was like, "Hey, oh my God, get hit! What's going on?" And then I'll never forget, I looked at myself in the mirror and I didn't recognize my own reflection in the mirror. Wow. And I had this like deep visceral trauma that I still can very much visualize now. But luckily, after being stung last year, none of that happened. Silvio wasn't freaked out at all.
Get a photo?
A mental image. I'll try and project that. With AI being what it is, it'll probably pop up in a minute.
Wow, I mean, the good news is that it sounds like you invented the lip flip, so.
Classic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, whenever you need to simulate a deep allergy, the lip flip.
Wait, so do we not know if we're deathly allergic to a bee until we're stung by a bee? I just assumed that was like a thing that.
Have you never been stung by a bee?
No.
Okay.
What?
I've been stung by a dead bee. I've been stung by a dead bee.
Have you all been stung by a bee?
A zombie bee stung you?
I've been stung by a dead bee. I was in a park and I rolled over, like it's sitting down on the grass eating picnic or whatever, and I rolled over and my knee went on top of a dead bee, which then stung. Which then there must be like just a response, a natural sort of physical response that's nothing to do with the nerves system or something, and the sting went into my leg.
Did you see that it was dead before? Because
I did, yeah.
I would assume you killed it. With your knee.
Okay,
no, I
had
seen it earlier, and it was dead in the grass. And,
Gotcha.
And at the time, I didn't think to like move it aside because I didn't think dead things could sting you. But apparently,
they're right in your rolling path for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's still a little needle, so.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. You just kind of like toothpasted it out.
Right.
Well, hello, Patreon chat and one and all.
Hi.
I'll take the moment now to greet you. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks for bearing with us as we gathered all of our materials and got everybody in here. Let's introduce, if you don't know, but you know, because they've all been hanging out, and Robert's been hanging out in chat for months. So we've got Robert Hartley, Shannon Berry, Dom Farah, and Zach Reno, and I said them in an order that you just have to figure out.
So one of us is called Robert Hartley and is wearing merch with an RH on it. So
that is helpful.
For the keen of eye.
I just realized.
If you could deduce.
My Zoom name is still one of my characters from one of the games I'm in, so I'm just going to rename that real quick so that I don't confuse people about my name and pronouns.
Yeah.
That stuff's all edited. Jack's got those out of the boxes on OBS.
Yeah, as best I Chris.
You can put whatever you want.
I'm creeping up there though. I'm the only one with the name up there, just because I think I'm the least recognizable of the group.
There wasn't a lot of precision to the reframing. There wasn't. It was, it was a slapdash. Thank you.
Can we each individually be moved? Can you make me dance in this setup right now.
Yeah.
No question.
Why would you ask him that?
He'd really
tried
rather
to get,
not.
you
Yeah.
tried to get a very, very like clean interface.
I thought it was gonna be
You
real
did all
easy.
this
but
work.
yeah.
Okay, you happy?
Come on now.
And you can see
Isn't that
which
fun?
layers you're behind or in front of. You're just
Isn't
behind
that
Zach.
fun?
You can hide behind Zach
No,
if anything
that's good. Keep him there.
scary happens
Yeah.
in the game.
Was that not worth
Now
it?
you've got to get it lined up pixel perfect,
Nope,
please.
never
With all the
again.
different- So I am Robert Hartley, GM. I am a professional full-time dungeon master, tabletop role-playing game guy. I'm most well known for being the DM for a comedy group called Viva la Dirt League, but I do D&D stuff in my own right. And I'm here because a couple of years ago, I tweeted J6P5:J6W2:NFK a couple of times, and they were legally obligated to have me on a 6-hour stream.
Yeah.
Originally,
with my child.
Jack's baby was meant to be here, but Jack's baby couldn't make it.
Yeah.
She had other commitments, so we had these three on instead.
Yeah.
3 of us are equal to 1 Jack's baby.
Yes, yeah. We did the maths on it.
Tracks for me. Yeah.
Easily.
And today we are playing Save the Watermelon TTRPG.
Yeah.
With the subtitle for this tabletop role-playing game, as you all know, is Advocate for Your Emotional Needs.
Okay.
So, shall we jump into it?
Let's
I'll,
do it.
I'll make I'll make a little introduction. So, chapter 1 of this tabletop role-playing game is called Introduction. This is based on the hot new game Save the Watermelon. In this game, you'll be forced to choose a side in the raging war. It is the most dramatic conflict to ever happen in recent memory. But with your help, maybe it can finally find a resolution. Will you aid the bees in their diabolical plan? Will you protect the underdog moths? Will you side with the ghosts and hide in the shadows? The choice is yours. One thing is for certain. By the end of the game, you'll be left with only one question. What have I done? How to play.
No.
What?
To play the game, you will need up to 5 friends or people willing to play with you. A set of polyhedral dice. D20, D12, D10, D8, D6, D4. Preferably watermelon colored. Many free dice apps exist for virtual alternatives, but click-clack dice math rocks are super fun, so maybe get some of those. You will need some pens and paper, and you'll need a watermelon. I trust you all have your watermelon.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
Sitting on
tell. I did. It was in the.
Wasn't-
It was in the 17-page prep that I did send.
Yeah, I didn't get that because I don't.
I
the
clicked
internet
the
doesn't work.
I clicked
for
the
my
box that
house.
said I read it, but it was a lot of pages.
The terms and conditions.
Yeah.
It's kinda
Once you
easy
have
to
these
just
things, I
scroll
guess we'll work without the watermelon. Once you have these things, you're ready to play. One person takes on the responsibility of Watermaster. That will be me today. Responsible for running the game, deciding the actions of the monsters and the NPCs. The Watermelon Master will come up with a scenario as part of the larger plot. Some scenarios are given in a later chapter of this edition, of course, because this is a whole thing I'll be publishing later.
Of course.
Then the Watermaster will describe the scene, and then you player characters will decide how you're going to interact with that scene. And if the result of the action is uncertain, that's when the dice get involved. We roll a d20 plus some modifiers as found on your character sheet. Zach, you have a question?
Are you the water master or the watermelon master?
So different roles. It's
Okay.
not. So this isn't me. This isn't me just forgetting which one I said and then saying both, and then now trying to cover that. That's
And I
not
would
the
never
case.
have thought that's what it was. I just need a clarification if I'm dealing with a water master or a watermelon master.
I'm the Watermaster. Watermaster.
Which is a
Is
The
there
third.
a
water,
good
the
biggest-
water, the water melaster.
Nope, no, let's not go with that one. let's not go with Malaster as the title.
Well, that's what you said, and then I repeated it back. You said, I'm a water molester. And then I said, are you sure?
Are you sure about that? So it's the Kiwi accent. There's a difference in what I'm saying.
That's true.
to
Yeah,
what you're saying.
regionalism.
I've decided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's jump into chapter 2, character creation. Every player in Save the Watermelon TTRPG plays as a character, choosing the actions of that character and making decisions based on how the player believes the character would behave. These rules will explain how that works. First, you choose your class. This is the sort of character that you want to play, and it determines some of the skills you'll be good and bad at. Next, you'll assign your additional modifiers. This sets you apart from others of your class. And then you choose a name for your character and describe what you look like. And finally, you choose your watermelon. So, class. There are 5 classes. There are 5 classes in it. What?
Nothing, normal. No, it was normal. And
No,
good.
it needed
Nothing. It was good.
explanation, did it?
I understand all of it.
Yeah, it's perfect.
First, choose your class. This is the sort of character. There are 5 characters in this TTRPG. Coincidentally, we have 5 players.
That works.
There is Game Tester. There is Secret Agent. There is Entomologist. There is Weapons Technician. And there's Ghost. So, which of those 5 classes do each of you want to play? I know in a skit that we might have seen. I don't know if any of you have seen a particular sketch. It's like a pretty obscure thing. It's pretty niche into like somewhere.
I don't think anybody here would have seen it yet.
Maybe people haven't seen it, but 2 people here have played similar roles.
Yeah.
But you don't have to choose those roles if you don't want to. What does everybody want to be out of those 5? Any jump out at you?
Ghost.
Ghost. Dom is picking Ghost. Wonderful. All right. Who's everybody else?
I'll take entomologist.
Entomologist. All right, you're going to be the entomologist.
Is it helpful to have real world knowledge of?
It will be. Yeah.
Oh.
It's expected.
Well, I know more about weapons.
You can be whatever you want.
No, I'll take that. I don't know
about
anything about bugs. We're good.
Cool.
And
Awesome. You
I
can
would like
pretend.
that term defined. Is entomology bugs?
Great job,
Entomology is not
That's correct.
etymology. It is not. Yeah, you are entomologist. You are the.
Yes.
Well, I'll explain why, but yes, the ones who understand
Knowledge
bugs.
of ents.
That's right.
Knowledge of ents. Yeah.
I'll take that.
I'm gonna take what people don't end up taking. I'm gonna hold
Okay,
down.
you're gonna be the niche.
I'm gonna be the closing pitcher.
Cool.
Okay.
So what's left?
Yeah.
We've got game tester, secret agent, and weapons technician.
I'll be the secret agent.
Secret agent it is. Cool.
Okay, so do I make Chris be a game tester again, or do I allow him to sort of branch out? I'll let him branch out. I will be the game tester.
Cool. And Chris, you'll be the weapons
Despite the
technician.
fact that I know everything about weapons.
You and
Everybody
Jack
does.
clearly have a weapons text thread between both of you with your knowledge of
Yeah,
all those
we're always
weapons.
like, oh, hot new gun dropped.
Yeah.
Oh, new knife
Yeah.
has entered the chat.
Have you seen the spikes and the new flail that they're trying to bring into?
Oh yeah, we talked
They're really
about
trying to bring
old
flails
weapons,
back.
too. Yeah, flails.
Yeah. All right,
so game
I'm the
testers.
weapons expert. I'm the weapons
You're the
expert.
weapons technician. Yeah.
Technician. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay,
Yeah.
so I can repair the stuff.
So
Yeah,
Zach,
but-
we'll start with you.
Thank
Game
God.
testers are clever and young. They wear beanies and they care about the world. They're kind and helpful, and their knowledge of games is unparalleled, even knowing obscure references like Puzzle Bobble and Asteroids.
Sick.
Game testers make for good streamers, chefs, and bouncers. As a game tester, you have the following skills: simulation. You can simulate scenarios in VR before they happen in real life. You
Hell
may
yeah.
ask the Watermaster one question about a plan that you intend to execute in the next few minutes, and they will give you an honest information about how it might go. This can be done 3 times per session before your VR headset runs out of battery and must be charged overnight.
Oh no.
So 3 times today during this session, you can ask me a question about a plan that you guys intend to execute, and I'll give you honest feedback about what that might be.
After I
You also
run
have
it
the
in
skill called
VR.
Fast Fingers. Your years of gaming have honed your hand-eye coordination. Any roll that's benefiting from manual dexterity can be rolled with an additional d6 added on. This is a d20 based system, by the way.
Great.
So you can roll a d20 and a d6, add them together, and that's your roll. Unfortunately, as a game tester, you also have the following setback.
Uh-oh.
Everything is content. You have spent so much of your life streaming that the lines between work and leisure have become blurred. Any roll made to resist doing something must subtract a d4 from it if the consequences of failing could be good for the lols.
Okay.
So if you're trying to resist doing something stupid, if it would make good content, you have to subtract a d4.
I mean, it's
from it,
hella
so you're more
clippable,
likely to do
dude.
it.
Dude, those are some serious lulls. Oh man.
All right.
All
Secret
right.
agent. I believe that was Shannon, correct?
Yes.
Shannon, secret agents are masters of deception. They are so good at lying that they often forget which level of deception they're on and convince themselves of a falsehood. Secret agents make for good spies, cobblers, and grandparents. As a secret agent, you have the following skills. Eye in the sky. With state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line technology, you are never far from a team of nerds back at base. You may talk to your cuff and listen to your finger for guidance, allowing you to re-roll any die of your choice. But you must use the new roll. This can be done 3 times per session before their nerdy jargon becomes too much for you to understand.
Got it.
So 3 times today you can re-roll if you don't like the roll. You also have a skill called Deception. You've been trained in the arts of a strong cover story. Any roll benefiting from lying may be rolled with an additional d6. Unfortunately, as a secret agent, you have the following setback. Technophobe. With a team of geeks taking care of everything for you, you have a little understanding of how technology works. You've never even played Super Mario Man Brothers. You must subtract the roll of a d4 from any roll related to operating technology. Entomologist.
Yeah.
I believe we have a Jack as an entomologist. Entomologists are individuals with a keen passion for bugs, insects, creepy crawlies, and teeny critters. There's nothing they don't know about the world of tiny fauna.
Confirmed.
Entomologists make for good researchers, pilots, and accountants. As entomologist, you have the following skills. Bug speak. You can understand bugs on such a level as to practically be able to hold conversations with them.
What?
You can communicate simple ideas and emotions back and forth with little critters, and any roll relating to manipulating them to do your bidding can add the results of a d6 roll.
Yes.
You also have
bugs.
You also have a skill called drones. Through the addition of little bugs to pilot your ammunition, your shots are more accurate. When you miss a target, you may re-roll your attack without wasting any further ammunition. And once you've done so 5 times, you are out of pilots, and until you can find more in the garden or something. So 5 times per day, you can re-roll your attacks.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you have the following setback.
Oh, God.
Creepy. You spend your time surrounded by insects. You spend your time surrounded by insects, which most non-entomologists finds a little off-putting.
Mm-hmm.
You must subtract the results of a d4 roll from any roll related to social interactions.
Got it.
Cool. Weapons technician.
Yes, please.
Weapons technicians are run and gun, bang bang boys, masters of their craft, understanding everything there is to know about objects that are used for defensive or offensive powers. Weapons technicians make for good soldiers, butchers, and lovers. As a weapons technician, you have the following skills. Extra ammunition. Always packing heat, you have multiple boxes of ammunition with you at all times. Your ammunition die begins at a d12, which we'll explain later, instead of a d8. You can choose to drop ammunition die down 1 to increase somebody else's ammunition up, so you can offload your ammunition to somebody else if they are running out. You also have a feature called Nuclear Warhead. You can call on the right favors to airstrike any target. Any single target of your choice today is instantly obliterated by a teeny tiny nuclear warhead. But anybody standing near that target also has a 20% chance of taking some significant damage too. And once you've used it, you cannot do so again until you've made a new warhead between sessions.
Of course. I know weapons.
And then unfortunately,
process.
as a weapons technician, you have the following setback. Everything is a nail. You have focused so much of your life on working with weapons that you sometimes forget that problems can be solved without them. Any roll made to solve a puzzle or act diplomatically must subtract the result of a d4 roll.
Oh, I have that problem in real life too. I'm always getting in big fights.
Just huge fights over everything that could be solved with words. Yeah.
No.
Maybe it's going to be nice that you're
finally,
not seeing this firsthand and you'll be able to be outside of yourself for a moment.
I'm hoping I
You'll
can
get-
learn a lot from you and how hard this is
You'll
going to
get,
be.
you'll
for
get an
me.
idea. This is actually an intervention, Zach. It's a very elaborate intervention that we've
Thank
got.
God. Finally.
And finally, Ghost. Ghosts are elusive and shy. They are sneaky and secretive and stick to the shadows. They're so secretive that some say they're never there to begin with. Ghosts make for good thieves, spellcasters, and therapists. As a ghost, you have the following skills. Ethereal. You can pass through any targets, any tangible objects in terrain as long as if they're not even there. You also have a skill called Spoopy. Any roll made to frighten or intimidate someone can add the results of a d6 dice to it. But unfortunately, you have the following setback. Terrible memory. As we all know, people who are dead don't necessarily know that they're dead until the end of the movie when it's revealed. And so not only is it the fact that you're dead that you forget all the time, it's most things. Any roll made to recall information must subtract a d4 from it. Okay. So once you have picked your class, you must determine your modifiers. This sets you apart from others who may be playing the same class. So the 4 modifiers in Save the Watermelon TTRPG are nimbleness, cleverness, hardiness, and reputationness. Nimbleness is a measure of how quick and agile and lithe and nimble and dexterous you are. Cleverness is how smart, quick-witted, sharp, and witty. Hardiness is how strong, robust, durable, and resilient. And reputationness is a measure of how well-liked, friendly, charming, and charismatic you are. So you choose each of those 4, and you say whichever's the highest one gets a +2. Whichever you feel is the next highest one gets a +1. The next one just gets a +0, and then the one you're weakest at gets a -1. And then you'll further modify those numbers based on your class. So I'll let you take a second to write down nimbleness, cleverness, hardiness, and reputationness, and have an idea of which one you wish to give a +2, +1, +0, and -1. And then I'll go through your classes and give you your respective modifiers. All right,
Robert?
Who's
I'm
ready
having
for
a
it?
great time.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad.
Robert,
I'm glad.
I am also having a very good time.
Oh, good, cool. I now expect it from all of you, though. So now you put the pressure on the people who aren't having a great
Unprompted,
time.
I
to
don't
pretend.
feel like anyone's fishing. I'm having a wonderful time.
Good, I'm glad. This
I
was
think
like
if I
a
had to
fever dream.
say, I would say I'm having a wonderful time.
If you had to say,
If it had to, yeah. If I had to,
But you
now,
don't.
put words
If we
to
can
it.
all, if
No,
we
I
can
don't.
we can all just just a second because Dom hasn't said it yet. So if we can all just.
Dom
Yeah, I'm
actually
feeling like-
Dom actually messaged me that he doesn't want to answer this question.
I think it would be embarrassing if I had to. I think so. It's like we should just all kind of like move along.
We should move
Yeah.
along. Cool.
Yeah.
It's good to know. When I was in the live stream where you were talking about the skit and you were saying how crazy like levels there were in the sketch, and then you were like, and then we're going even further because we're getting a game made for it. And then I think in the live stream you were talking about like you were just riffing on ideas of like maybe we'll have merch made based on the game, based on the sketch, and then you're like talking about all these different ways that you could go. And I was like, I could make a TTRPG for it, just kind of out of nowhere.
And
And you're like, yeah, do it. Why not?
I'm having.
And I
a
just
good
got into
time.
this hyperfocus, this ADHD hyperfocus of like, I went into like a fever dream, and I was meant to be doing other things, but like 6 hours later, I was like, why have I written like 7 pages of this? It doesn't make any sense. So I'm glad we actually came to fruition.
You also caught. It's a dangerous place to be when you're caught in a place of me spiraling in positivity of like, and this could happen, and then also that, and then I'm like laser focused like a laser beam on a comment. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna get all of the energy behind this, and you will not be let off the hook.
All right, so game tester, you can add an additional +2 to nimbleness, +1 to cleverness, and a -1 to hardiness.
Okay.
Wait,
you
what
want
is
those again,
the
let me know.
original? It's plus what?
So
Just for
so the
everyone?
array is 2, 1, 0, -1.
Okay.
So from 2 to -1.
For those keeping track at home. Oh wait, no, you wouldn't know what I put into stuff.
Got it.
But I got
Are
an
we
additional-
discussing what we put in there?
If you want to, yeah, you can.
Sure. I
it's
added
open.
my 2 to reputationness, so that wasn't touched by this, so that's still staying at
Cool.
+2. I did my 0 is nimbleness, so that's +2 with my new bonus.
Cool.
I put my +1 in cleverness, so that's now at +2. And I also
Nice.
put my -1 in hardiness, so that is a -2.
So your hardiness is now -2. Cool, good to know.
I didn't realize the game
secret-
tester was the nimble class, not the reputation.
Oh, they're very
class.
nimble because hand-eye coordination.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Smash that like.
All right, secret agent. You have an additional +2 to cleverness, +1 to hardiness, and a -1 to reputationness.
Okay. I added 2 to my reputationness, so now I'm at
Cool.
1.
Yep.
Cleverness, I'm at 3 because I added 1 to it.
Oh, very good.
Nimbleness has changed not at all. I'm still at 0. And
Cool.
hardiness, I had the lowest, but I added 1, so now I'm at 0.
0. Nice. Very good. Entomologist.
Yeah.
You have an additional +2 to hardiness, a +1 to nimbleness, and a -1 to reputationness.
Okay. I had put my +2 in hardiness. I imagine before I became friends with bugs, I ate a lot of bugs as a kid. So that's a
That makes sense.
+4. I had a +1 in cleverness, so that's +1, +1. I had 0 in nimbleness, so that's +1. And I had a -1 in reputationness, so I'm at -2.
Excellent. Not a good reputation as a bugman.
I'm creepy. I'm a creepy little bug man.
Creepy guy. All right, weapons technician. You have an additional +2 to hardiness, a +1 to cleverness, and a -1 to nimbleness. All of these make sense, obviously.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah, that's
And-
that's exactly how I would expect it.
And now I know that I am. You said I had a +2 on hardiness, right?
+2 hardiness.
Yes. So I'm at a +3 hardiness.
Nice.
Now.
Very good.
I'm +1 cleverness, -2 nimbleness, but that's fine. I'm carrying a nuke in my pocket.
Yeah.
And then +2 reputationness, because I feel like you got to have that charisma as your,
got that riz.
Yeah,
as a ghost, you have a +2 to reputationness.
Okay.
You have a +1 to cleverness, and a -1 to hardiness.
Okay. So that's left me with a +2 to my nimbleness, because I figured I'm a ghost. That's you're slipping and sliding.
Sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ghosts are slippery, right? Like,
You're like a
Everyone
parkour
knows.
without needing to do anything.
right. I like that a lot. My hardiness is at 0, which I suppose that tracks. My cleverness is at a +2, because I think I originally had that. I tried to undo a little bit of the memory. Hopefully that would affect the memory thing.
Yeah.
And then my reputation is +1.
Excellent. Very good. Sounds like you got your stats sorted. So, moving into Chapter 3, Notes for the Watermaster. I'll just read out a bit about how combat in this game works. Combat. One can't save the watermelon, TTRPG, without cracking a few eggs. So, combat is inevitable. Here are the rules for how to run a combat encounter. Limited ammunition. Watermelon seeds are an expensive and/or finite resource. So, tracking ammunition, but tracking the ammunition directly is boring. So instead, you use ammunition represented by an ammunition die. This will begin for all of you at a D8, an 8-sided dice, except for the weapons technician, for whom it starts at a D12.
Yeah.
Every time that you use a piece of ammunition, you roll your ammunition die, and on a 1, it goes down in size from a D8 to a D6, and then to a D4. And if you are ever at a D4 and you roll 1, you are down to 1 final piece of ammunition left. Getting more ammunition requires finding and harvesting watermelon seeds, or buying more ammunition with real-life currency, because this game has pay-play microtransactions, like a normal game. So sending me money on PayPal will refill your ammunition.
Oh, great.
And what's that handle?
What is that?
So you can find me at Robert Hartley GM. You can I'm all over the internet, Robert Hartley GM. So that's
great.
Also
and that's PayPal, not Venmo.
PayPal, yeah. Unfortunately, New Zealand.
Okay.
New
No,
Zealand,
that's fine.
US
Just making
situation.
sure.
Where are you at on
When
Zelle?
nothing happens.
You got Zelle or no Zelle?
Yeah, can we
No,
sell you
there's a
from
lot
a
of
business account?
unfortunately.
Okay.
You bring up genuine trauma for me, because the amount of times that I've tried to book venues in the US for when I do travels and tours and conventions and things, and then I try and book a venue so that I can play games with my fans and stuff, and then like people don't accept it, and they're like, you can just pay it on Venmo. I'm like, the world is in America. I am not in. I can't use the things that you use there because I'm here.
I'm gonna mail you.
So
money.
that's mail it.
I'm sending it
to my
through the
PO
mail.
box.
Hard
Yeah,
cash.
send me cash, and I will just trust that you've done. You do so on camera. I want to see you lift the envelope and address it and put it in a post box, and then I'll refill your ammunition.
Accounts.
Cool.
Okay, and then hit points. Each of you will start with a number of hit points equal to 5 times the number of watermelons you brought to the game, with a minimum of 5. So you all brought no watermelons to the game.
Afraid not.
So
I did. No,
unfortunately,
they're
you'll
just
have
off
5.
camera, and I can't move them.
They're very heavy. They're like prize winning
They don't
sized.
fit through that door.
That makes
So
a lot of sense.
So 5 times the amount of watermelons I brought.
Yeah, that's right. With a minimum of 5 if you didn't bring any watermelons today.
What's the maximum? Because I brought like 20 watermelons.
Oh, you can have 100 hit points then, obviously.
Okay, got it.
Each time you are hit by an enemy, the room shakes and loud noises crash, and you lose 1 hit point, or a number of hit points equal to however much I will tell you is the case. If ever you hit 0 hit points, well, you don't want to hit 0 hit points, and find out. Okay, let's move into Chapter 4, because the rest of the Chapter 3 is about bad guys and monsters, notable NPCs, and information on, like, it's good to have montage scenes every so often. That's in there as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chapter 4, Chapter 4 is all about setting. It just tells me a little bit about cool new games incorporated, and Watermelon Seed, and space. So that's just for me, basically.
Great.
And then Chapter 5 of the Watermelon TTRPG is an example plot, which we're going to be running through today. So we are finally ready to save the Watermelon TTRPG.
Yeah.
I'm having a good one.
Is everybody ready? Anybody needs to go for it? It's very exciting. Does anybody need to go for like a nervous wee or anything? We're good.
I just did, so I feel good.
I do
Wonderful.
it constantly, like
Just while
it doesn't stop.
You got that streamer colostomy bag.
Yeah. We are plugged in, everybody. We're all set.
Wonderful. Okay, so
Plugged in.
Chapter 1. No, Act 1. Start that again. Act 1, The Facility. A cold night draws to a close in Washington, D.C. The sunrise across the horizon diffuses a cool yellow light spread across the sky, waking the early risers in the city. As serene as this morning may seem, the world is currently in turmoil. For some time now, the numbers of bees have been growing exponentially, and it's led to many problems. With too many bees in the world, people with allergies to bee stings have all but died off, as did other pollinators, and thus biodiversity. What caused the sudden spike in growth of the bee population has been the subject of wild speculation for some time, but no consensus has been reached. What is known, though, is that the rise coincided with the fall of the moth population in equal measure. Of course, this wasn't a problem at first, because moths I disliked universally as the rats of the butterfly world. But without the moths, the Joshua trees have died off, and many songbirds and small mammals, bats and owls have dwindled in starvation, and many darning businesses have gone under. It is truly a mad world. Let's introduce your characters and where we would find them on this morning in Washington, D.C. Who wants to go first? By the way, the Joshua Tree thing, that's legitimate. I looked up what would happen if all of the moths died, and they're the main populators of Joshua, main pollinators of Joshua trees.
I don't know if we thought that sketch through enough. That's really messed up.
Yeah.
It's pretty messed up, dude.
I might be turning sides.
What have you done? All right. So, what would you? Who's going first? Which of your characters? What does your character look like? What is their name? Where would we find them on this apocalyptic morning?
I'm feeling inspired because I'm an early riser. I've been up for a while. I'm a go-getter. Some might say that I got a lot of charisma. My reputation precedes me.
Excellent.
My name's Bruce, just flat out Bruce, Madonna style. Like I like enter a room. I think I'm like,
oh God, Bruce is here.
6'5". Everyone like immediately just like we know it's Bruce. No one asks further questions about last name, any that kind of stuff. But I feel like I'm a pretty gregarious, fun guy to be around, but just has that a little bit of like an edge that you don't want to push him too far. Like people kind of walk on eggshells around me a little bit. I'm in a jogging suit that's been soaked from a morning run. I've been running nonstop, but I've been basically running for like 2 hours, and I've gone maybe a half mile. But it's been a real good workout for me.
real good. Just like really intense. Just focusing on the. It's not about the distance or the reps. It's about like the form. You're focused on technique. Yeah,
exactly. So I think I'm pulling my AirPods out and just looking at the sunrise. Thinking to myself, God damn it.
Well, who else is around? You don't have to be in that same scene. We can be wherever you would be.
I'm over on a park bench. My name is Dale Quambley.
Dale Quambley.
5'4", 275, like little hidden muscle ball under there,
Gotcha.
I'm eating like a crustless ham sandwich on a park bench, and I pull the crusts out of my pocket, and I feed them to little ants on the bench near me.
Yeah, the ants are nibbling at the crust.
Yeah, and they were loose in my pocket. I have the sandwich was in a little baggie, but the crusts were loose in my pocket.
You hear the ants because you understand them. Obviously, one of them goes,
"Holy cow! Hey, Joey, crusts, like whole crusts!"
And the more ants start to.
Yeah, no problem, guys. You guys enjoy.
Oh, you're the best, man. You're the best. We love it when you're around. Love it.
Eat up nice and good, little buddies.
Okay, that makes it sound like you're gonna eat us or something. It's a little bit creepy.
No,
but
it's for you.
Okay,
a couple little crumbs in my pocket here. Kept them loose in my pocket. Here you go, buddy.
Don't know if this is like a fetish thing for you. I'm getting weird vibes. This is just I'm not sure how to read it. But thanks for the crust, man.
And then a single one of them just like. And then just starts walking off with it.
Oh, man. Even they don't understand where I'm coming from.
would you like to go next? Where are you? Where are you? Who are you? What do you look like?
I'm Ghost the Ghost. I tend to run into people and they say Ghost. I've decided that's what I'm called because that's what people say when they see me.
Makes sense.
I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be doing something or going somewhere. I can never quite recall where that is.
Just kind of half hauntings. Just accidental hauntings.
And I think on this morning I'm following around a very kind of normal looking man who hasn't realized I'm behind him yet. I tend to just follow other people, see where they're going, because I think maybe if they know where they're going, that's where I'm supposed to go
that's
too.
That's also where you're meant to be going. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you look like? Are you still dressed in the stuff you died in, or are you more like spoopy kind of sheet over the head kind of ghost?
I think it's a full sheet ghost that is hovering, mainly because I think I've been led to believe that my physical form or what I look like is based on whether or not I remember what I used to look like, and I really don't. So it's just it's the ghost. I can kind of remember what a ghost is, and that's where I'm at.
At this point, you hear a woman's voice saying,
yeah, and just up here is the place where the hauntings usually happen. If you're lucky, maybe we see Ghost today. He's usually around here. And we're so lucky. Don't get too close. He can get a little volatile if he gets scared. But if you just give him a wave and say hi, Ghost, there he is. Look, and you look over. There's a person with a flag and a tall group, walking tour of Washington D.C. Hi, Ghost.
And I look behind me and I'm like, where's the ghost?
He's so funny. Anyway, just up here is the White House, and they continue on past. Who's next?
Yeah, that's me. I'm outside the White House. This is Streamy Ian from Ian Streams. And I've got like a selfie stick up and it's pointed at me and I'm like, hey, what's up? It's your boy Streamy Ian outside the White House here today to try to digitally change it to be the Red House. Let's go, fam, smash that button. And there's just like a weird like MS Paint style game that he's testing where he just takes a picture of the White House and just like coloring it in red. Streamy Ian is decked out head to toe in swag from various companies that have sent him stuff. So mostly like ergonomic mouse pads, a lot of Razer gear.
Of course, yeah.
And then also,
you're getting a lot of backseat gamers in the chat today, being like, "You should be using Photoshop, man," and then people commenting and say, "Oh, I love your stuff, streaming."
Yeah,
I mean, stream me in. Oh man, typos, lol.
Well, typos are cool. Fucking don't tell me how to game though, other people. Like, but hey, fam, yes, stick around. Because we're now after this, we're doing White House Blue.
I want your babies. 100 bits donation. Bing.
Oh yeah, thanks y'all for those bits. Nom nom.
Jared, where are we seeing you?
I actually work at the White House, so that's convenient. But I tend to stroll through the park in the mornings anyway. My name is Barbara Kingsolver. No relation to the award-winning novelist, and it's like actually kind of a thing. Like my whole life, like it's been bothersome, so like don't bring it up.
Cool.
I have like a gray bob, and I'm a proud grandmother. And I stroll through this park every morning on my way to work because this is the park that my husband and I met at. And so I'm like looking for his spirit. Some might say his ghost, just trying to like see if I could feel him around somewhere.
I would adore this so much if you aren't setting up that you're married to ghosts. This is completely unrelated.
In general. I mean, who knows? Who knows?
There's a lot of ghosts.
Vet him.
And then you meet him and you're like,
sounds like we've established
not the guy.
Sounds like we've established there are ghosts in this world, so
You're not the only ghost,
could be
dude.
someone we know, could be
Yeah.
someone else. But yeah, just like walking, like taking a moment, like looking through the park and like trying to connect with the ghost of my dead husband before like a classic day at the White House working for the president. Barbara Kingsolver, but
Barbara
And,
Kingsolver.
and sorry, not related to who? Which Kingsolver?
the famous novelist. Do I look like a famous novelist? No,
okay,
I'm
you're
obviously
not
here
the
working at the
famous-
White House.
Okay.
If I was a famous novelist, I would be like living in a beach house somewhere writing a famous novel, but like
Right.
corporate.
All right, Barbara. As you're walking through the park on your way to work, you recognize a guy. His name is what the hell is his name? His name is Rupert, and he's another fellow secret agent. And he approaches you and says, "Barbara, we have unfortunate news. There is a he looks around, a level 4 breach, and we need your urgent assistance. If you wouldn't mind coming with me." And he gestures over to a blacked out van nearby.
I say, okay, great, Rupert. Thank you so much for pulling the van up for me. And I hop right on in.
Yeah, hopping in, and as he's getting in, he says, "There's a couple more people that we need to collect on the way." And they start driving down. They don't go too much further. And he goes, "They should be just up ahead." And he says to the driver, "The one by the walking tour. Can you see them there?" Yes, pull over just to the curb here. And he opens the door up and he says, "Excuse me, madam." And she goes,
Yeah, and the White House has been here since 1642, and
she's not a very good walking tour.
it's been here since 1642. And she goes, "Oh yeah, sorry. Oh, yes, sir." And
she says, "Have you seen Ghost this morning?"
he says, "Yes, actually, he was just down the road next to the pie shop."
And he goes, "Oh, thank you very much." And the door closes. They drive on, and you see as you're approaching a ghostly figure just walking out of a shop as people are screaming behind him. Ghost, blacked out van opens next to you, and a man in sunglasses and an earpiece with curly wire says, "Excuse me, Ghost. I believe you are the one we're looking for. Are you the one they call Ghost?"
But like as you said that, I'm just like in the van. I went right through you. I'm sitting in the van already.
I think this is going to go. All right, the next one should be just up. Yes, he's the annoying one. I've got his stream up now. He's just in front of the White House. You can see.
Yeah, we're gonna crack 50K here right now with all of your help and all of your love and support. I just want to say thank you so much. Shout out to my top tier subscribers.
As the van takes off to drive up to get streamy, and Ghost just stays where he is and goes out the back of the van, and has to then just like float after the van to try and keep up with the seat. Streamy Ian, you see somebody in your chat, just like it comes up as Agent 18 as the username, and then the door opens of this van, and in the chat, Agent 18 says, "Get in the van."
Okay, well that's crazy, but like, yeah, fam, let's get in the van, see where this is going. I don't do co-streams though, so like
no collabing.
Yeah.
You get into the van with no words exchanged. You just get into this guy's van, still streaming from inside the van. The guy turns around from the passenger seat in the front and says, "You're going to have to end your stream soon."
No. If I'm gonna be live streaming from this van, oh no, I assume the connection just went out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then connection lost. And then you still think you're streaming, but then you start seeing in the chat, "Oh my, did it end? Have we lost it? Have we lost the stream? Oh my God,
hey,
is he being kidnapped?
Hey, could
oh my
you
God, where
open
is he?
Hey, could you open the doors to this van? Because the
Streamy in, I love you. Oh my God,
said...
don't leave, please. Streamy in, you're the only reason for me to exist. Oh my, just." And then this stream has clearly been ended outside of your control. He's only picking you three up though. The other two don't get to play. I just forced Chris and Jeff to sit here and watch the stream.
I'm having a great time watching.
I'm having a great time. It'd be fine. I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
I'm also having a great time.
Oh, thank you. You're also having a great time. Cool. The other
just to establish it. Yeah.
The van comes screeching up next to the park bench and name once more. Sorry, Quimblow or something. It's obviously a normal name.
Dale Quambley.
Dale Quambley, of course. Yeah.
You said it the first time.
I mean, that's what I wrote down. So
I heard Dale Quambley.
because I didn't want to do Cy Twombly, which was the name that popped in my head. Painter Cy Twombly. So I went with Dale Quambley.
I actually, right before you said your name, I was going to be like, something Streambly. I was like, well, no, that's out. There's already a Quambly here. Can't have a Streambly.
This van door opens and he says, "Excuse me, Professor Quambly? Yes?
Yeah?
You are the world-famous entomologist that won the Nobel Prize for understanding the differences between how to tell praying mantises from grasshoppers?"
Yeah, why? Do you like bugs?
I do. We have urgent need of you. It's of a national security level.
Oh.
If you wouldn't mind coming with me.
Okay.
Don't be alarmed, there's a ghost in the car.
Sure. Okay, one sec, guys. You want a little more, some crusties?
No, we're good, mate. You can go. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, just like give it maybe we just like take it slow. Like maybe you just like
I get it.
you can come back, but maybe just a little less coming on. You're coming on strong.
I get it.
Dude.
I get it.
You start to feel yourself lifting as like about 12 ants have gone under you and started to lift you up off of the park bench and just move you sideways towards the car.
And you guys just send some pheromones and I can totally come back. Just you let me know if you want to hang at a later date. And I'll just come
you get to the edge of the park bench and the ants just kind of toss you into the van. And then only a little ways up the road from here, the park, we come across Bruce, who's just about finishing enjoying the sunset and putting the earbuds back in to set off again. You set off running, and you get to crossing a road, and a van screeches up beside you.
Oh, hell!
Bruce, you again. I know we didn't work well together last time, but you are the best weapons technician in the world, and we need you.
Oh, hell.
It's not my choice, Bruce, but get in the van.
Looks like I gotta save the fucking world again.
And as you reluctantly get into this car to save the world, you are driven to a highly secret organization. Through a series of twists and turns, though you can't see out of the blacked out windows, the driver is attempting to throw you off, keeping track of your positions and whereabouts. If any of you care to try anyway, you can roll a cleverness check to see if you can keep a track of where he's taking you. So you roll a d20 through tangible dice or through Google or whatever, and you add your cleverness modifier to it.
No, I think I've been too preoccupied seeing if I have a signal or not.
So
I'm definitely not paying attention to where we're going.
It's like this car has been like lined with lead.
I want to make sure I can get back to the bugs because I feel like we were really getting somewhere. I feel like we were starting to build a connection.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I'm gonna. So I roll a d20 and then I add my cleverness
plus your cleverness modifier.
Okay. I got a 3.
What did everybody get? You got 3 total.
3 total.
Love that.
I'm gonna try
where
It kind of defeats the purpose of it being a secret organization if I tell you where we're going.
Okay.
Dom, you were saying?
And I think I'm always trying to understand where I'm at, so I'm gonna also try because I just am always doing that. And I rolled a 5 with my modifier though. It's a 7.
Whoa.
7's not bad. It's still below average, but it's
not
okay.
Good.
It's better than 3.
All right. And I'm like,
Chris, did Bruce try to keep track of where he's going?
Nah, Bruce is in. Bruce is going along. Bruce doesn't have he just kind of every day something new finds him and he just kind of yeses it and then he finds out wherever his next jog is going to be. I don't think he has a house.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Barbara, if you want to do so, you can do so with advantage. Means you can roll the d20 twice to hit the higher of the two numbers and then add your modifier because you are a secret agent yourself, so you know a little bit about which facilities they use.
Right. Okay. So I've rolled twice. I got an 8 and a 5. So I'm going to do the 8 plus 3. So that is 11.
11 is above average. The DC, the difficulty class, the number you needed to hit was a 10. So 11 is the one to succeed. So
okay. So I lean up to my friend and I'm like, what's going on?
Are we going to the... you're pretty sure, keeping a track of your location, that you're convinced that you are in the location where you shot where they shot the Dark Knight. So as you pull open, as the car pulls up eventually to a final stop, the door opens and you find yourselves in a huge interior car park space. There are low ceilings but expansive concrete floors. It seems to be part US government agency, part indie video game developers, and part gyroscopic soundstage. They obviously must have some big investors, but the identities of who the investors are is a bit of a mystery. And in the center of this room, an unnecessarily large room for the size of what they've got set out here, a single couch, three-piece couch, and then a three-seater couch with 2 armchairs. And sitting in one of the armchairs is an elderly male-presenting military general. He stands up as you approach, but it is one of those deep, soft armchairs, so it takes him a second sort of run up to get and then he finally gets himself onto his feet. He says, "About time this crackshot team arrived. I've been waiting dramatically in this room for far too long now, and I need to debrief you on the situation. So please have a seat." He gestures to the chairs for you to sit down. Do you sit down?
Absolutely, I do.
Yeah, I sit on the couch and I take up more seats.
So you take up two of the seats.
I try to shuffle in to get a seat there and quickly resign and stand back and kind of do like
sit on the arm of the
arm of the couch. Yeah, I don't want to commit to the armchair. That feels greedy, so I like shuffle on the arm. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm straight to the armchair.
Awesome.
I look at a chair and try to remember how to sit and somehow end up completely horizontal, like in the air, just looking down at everyone. Shit. Damn it.
I actually kind of stand like in front of, is it Ian the streamer? Streamer Ian?
Yes, Streamer
Ian. I stand kind of in front of him like the way that an older woman would, like on the subway or something, expecting a younger man to like get up and let her have the seat, and he's just really not budging. So then I just go and find my own spot to sit.
And seeing that, I stood up and I've abandoned I felt bad that I took
the arm of the couch.
And then,
What's like the snack situation here?
There is nothing but those 3 pieces of furniture in a
Okay,
very expensive car
I
park.
asked that out loud. Hey, what's the snack situation here?
Snacks we're not doing snacks. We were we meant to do snacks, Rupert? And he says, I assume so, Major. But
okay. Well, I'm just gonna like Postmate something over here then.
I can
start on Postmates.
Yeah.
Sadly, pull crusts out of my pocket, but don't want to make a thing out of it.
The general continues and says, "So, as you probably know, we are in the midst of an apocalypse." And Rupert chimes in, "Or a catastrophe." He says, "No! Rupert, give it a rest. It's not catching on. We're going with the moths. The bees have taken over the world, and they've killed all of the moths. And what's worse is, now the bees are coming for their next biggest enemy, the ladybirds. Or ladybugs, as I think you call them in America. Ladybugs. And I don't need to tell you what happens if we lose those."
Ladybird Johnson, wife of... I got confused.
Ladybird Johnson.
Yeah, I thought you meant all the female birds.
That's what I heard too.
All of the ladybirds, yeah.
Because
you don't need... That's the big brain thing. You don't need to kill all of the birds.
You're right,
You just
exactly.
need to kill all of one side of the breeding pair.
Right.
Whoa.
Those bees are conniving.
The worst part of all, however, is that now that the bees are controlling the world, the bee movie has become mandatory watching once a month. I say enough is enough. So we've assembled a crack-shot team of experts to undergo a dangerous and difficult mission where you must work together as humanity's last hope to restore balance, fight with the ladybugs, drive back the bees, and restore the last surviving breeding pair of moths to a moth sanctuary where their numbers can regrow.
Oh, hell.
You're going to try and get that on merchandise. Just really let's set this up as his category, as his catchphrase.
Yeah.
He hands you he gets out a small mason jar that has holes popped into the top for them to breathe, and inside you see a breeding pair of moths, Mothman and Mothwoman. The sanctuary
they're just in a jar.
They're just in a jar. There's a couple of pieces of leaves and stuff in there. He's like, this guy doesn't know enough. Entomologist, make a cleverness check.
That's the last two. Okay. And I roll a d20.
D20 plus your cleverness modifier.
Great.
And because this is pertaining to bugs, you can add a d6 onto it too.
24.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
I rolled a 19. I had a 1, and then I rolled that d4. 24.
A d6 on the
d6, yes.
On, but 24.
That's what I did. That's what
I did. You know full well that this jar is not sufficient, not appropriate to be keeping moths. This is not the like. There's not enough of the. I don't know enough about moths. I hate moths.
Space, air.
There's not enough something like
Moth
vegetation.
size.
Maybe they need vegetation.
Yeah.
There's
Moth
not
size.
enough wool.
There's
You
not
need
enough
some
room
more-
for a
you need-
Joshua tree.
You need, yeah, exactly. That's what they need. There's not room for a Joshua tree in this mason jar. You need a woolen sock in there. Obviously, everybody knows that. Whatever moths need, they need that, and they don't have it. So you can take the jar and you can help them to get a better environment for themselves later. The general, however, continues. The sanctuary is on Moths Beach in Naples, Long Beach, in California. So the journey from here is going to be a long one. You're likely to encounter hostile bees on the way, and it's dangerous to go alone, or with a group of 4 others. So take this. And he hands each of you a wedge-shaped device that looks kind of like a watermelon slice made out of some sort of carbon fiber.
Yep.
The only one of our weapons that the bees seem to be weak to seems to be watermelon seeds. So we've developed a special firearm for each of you to protect yourselves. Thankfully, watermelons lately have been growing everywhere with the firing of all their seeds willy-nilly around the place. So there should be plenty of chance for you to find one growing wild and resupply your ammunition. So you are given your mission. You need to take these moths. You need to head all the way across country to Moths Beach in California, and fight the bees along the way. Is there any questions or anything else you want to ask General Major before you?
Are bees? This is a question for you, the Water Master. Are bees in this universe just like normal sized bees, or are they like big monster? Okay, got it. Thank you. Copy that.
I lean forward towards the general and I say this sounds like a really important secret government mission. And if somebody could take the kid's phone, because he really is ordering Postmates like to our location. And I just think,
what's the address here? Because
where are you getting from? Is it like you're getting Taco Bell? I could go for some Taco Bell.
Yeah, I was getting Taco Bell. So far, I've got 2 Crunchwraps, Supremes, and then I was gonna do.
I'll get in on the order there.
I would do Cantina tacos, but could you sub the chicken for beef, please?
I don't want to do okay, that's easy enough. Yeah.
Well, if we are like traveling across the country, then maybe I will also get Taco Bell just to.
Yeah. What do you want?
Be smart. Could I get a Crunchwrap?
It's always smart to get Taco Bell before a big journey, right?
Yeah.
All piled in the same car.
This stream brought to you by. You awkwardly sit around after the debriefing of the mission. You awkwardly then sit around with you 5, the general and Rupert, all just like, but only 5 seats, and it's just not a lot of. And then you just awkwardly wait for the Postmates to arrive. It arrives in another blacked out van. Like the Postmate, there's like a special secret agent operative Postmates where if you order it to this address, it automatically just finds a secret agent in the area and gets them to go and collect it.
Yeah,
good side hustle for them.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Adds them just a little extra pocket money.
Yeah.
On the slow days, yeah.
Eventually, you're ready to set off. So you set off west and you are heading west across the country.
And we're in that van. We're in the van that Rupert's driving.
You're in the van. Rupert has left Barbara to actually take it, so that I don't have to NPC another character on this journey.
Nice.
So it's just the 5 of you in this van, and you're heading west. You've barely left Washington D.C., however, when you reach a town in North Virginia. The town name reads Leesburg, but someone has swapped the B and the L around, so now it says Beeslurg.
Oh my gosh, those bees, they're up to no good.
You think bees did this?
As you're saying this, you start to hear
Textbook
something
bees.
knocking at the window. And you realize, oh, there's bees hitting the windscreen. You turn the windscreen on, there's swiping aside, and then you see, oh no, a huge swarm of bees is approaching the van.
Guys,
what do you guys want to do?
Just so you know.
What?
As an expert, I can identify those are bees.
Wait, hold on.
What do you want to do? The bees are attacking.
You're Dale Quambley.
Yeah. Have you read
who won
my
the
papers?
Nobel Prize for knowing the difference between grasshoppers and praying mantises?
Yeah. Do you? Why do you ask? Do you like bugs?
No, just like how many followers do you have?
Oh, I've been thrown off of most platforms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're bees, so I feel like we keep the car closed. We should be okay, right? Like, just don't open the window.
I see. I think
right?
hitting that gas pedal harder would serve us in this.
Let's just drive through some bees, right?
Yeah. I think what I would recommend also as a weapons technician, it doesn't always apply to just weapons, but kind of like general, kind of like tech, not like computer tech, but like just kind of like engines and vehicles and just like that kind of stuff. I just know air conditioning units is what I'm getting at.
That's exactly what I was about to use. So as you're flying, as you're driving into the cloud of bees, you hear some of them hitting the radiators and the air conditioning, the air intakes of the car, and bees start to enter through the air vents before you can quickly close them off. But you do close them off against the swarm, but there are a few bees have made it into the car before you can close all of the air vents off. I will have each of you make a hardiness check to see if you can resist the bee stings and dodge taking damage from these bees.
Uh-oh.
That's rolling a d20?
Yeah, d20 plus your hardness modifier.
That's a 9 for me.
10 for me.
Okay.
Mine was also a 9.
No. That's a 21 for me.
Oof, all right.
18 plus 3.
I'm not too worried though because I have 100 hit points.
Mine is a 4.
Okay, great. Entomologist, you hear the bees. You're the only one who understands their little bee language as they say,
"This is going to sting."
But it's like they're saying it as if it's like a quip, but it doesn't really work on another level. Like it's just it's going to sting is the thing, but it is going to sting. So
guys, they're really trying puns. Cover yourselves. They're trying puns. It's not landing.
As anybody who got a 10 or under will take 1 hit point of damage.
Whoa.
So 1 of your hit points is gone from the bees. But as we all know, bees, once they sting you, they're not a threat anymore.
Depends on the species.
I was gonna say they're
honeybees.
I was about to go into the nerdiness of that. I was like, do I really spend more time focusing on this, making sure that I'm pedantically correct?
Those are bites, right? If they bite, they can do it, but stinger is one and done, right? Am I wrong?
It depends on the species.
Wasps are like
honeybees.
They can just do whatever they want.
Bumblebees
Yellow
will
jackets.
sting you, I think. Honeybees, I think, can get away with another. I can't remember which round it is.
Well,
I know. Just so you know, I'm not telling you, but I do know.
You don't know what it is.
Yeah,
that makes
I know
sense.
the answer.
Even if they're the species that would survive, you slap them after they sting you, and they're out of it. But the other ones are slamming against the windscreen. It's making it harder to swipe them off. It's making a smeary mess on the windscreen. The car's getting usable, but you'll need to do something to maybe pull over or something at some point to try and make sure that you can actually clean off the windscreen once it's safe to do so. I will ask you guys. It's over to you. What do you want to do? It's kind of the bees have had their attack on their turn. Now, what do you want to do? There's a few others. There's a few others still in the
disturbed.
car. So if you don't take them out or do something about it, they might attack you again on the next turn.
Oh, there's still more bees in the car?
There's still some in the car. Yeah.
All right. Well, I was gonna say at this point, Ghost is like a little freaked out that he got stung because he's been piecing together like what it kind of means to be a ghost, and he kind of knows he's a ghost, and
it's really
there's something about this sting. This sting
like
has
when you're given a riddle and you're like, I'm pretty sure I've worked it out, and then another line of the riddle comes out, and you're like, oh, that undermines what I thought it was.
It undermined it, and as the bee venom courses through my body, I feel a memory beginning to unlock. Something about my past, and I would like to roll for that right now, please.
Okay, roll me.
And I think it might have.
Is there something
Roll me a cleverness check. It's always a D20 as the base.
Okay.
So you roll your cleverness check, and then you add your cleverness modifier. But then because you are doing the thing that comes into your flaw of trying to remember something, you subtract a D4 from it.
Okay, I rolled a 17.
Whoa.
Minus the 4 is 13, right? But plus 2 is 15.
Did you roll the D4 or did you just subtract 4?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. You roll the D4. I didn't subtract. I just subtracted a 4.
Roll a D4, a 4-sided dice.
Okay.
And subtract the result of that.
It was 4. Great.
Cool. So with a 15, that's still very good. That's above average. So what is it you're trying to remember from the past?
Something about my past will help us in this exact situation. Something about a really good way to deal with bees. And
okay, smoking will subdue bees before the beekeepers will get the honey out of it. So you know that they are particularly susceptible to smoke or watermelon seeds.
And then I'm like, so
the weapons that you were given to deal with bees.
Yeah, but we don't want to waste those. So I'm like, holy shit. First of all, I wish I could smoke right now. I think I was addicted to cigarettes my whole life because that sounds awesome. I just suddenly got a really wicked little craving for smoke going into my lungs. Does anyone have a cigarette? I think we can kill these bees in here without using our guns and potentially ricocheting and hurting each other.
For sure.
Barbara,
you see,
Barbara, you remember that in life, your husband was a smoker. It's what killed him, ultimately. This is not an advertisement for smoking, everybody.
I've been holding back tears this whole time because my husband died tragically because he was part of the population that was allergic to bees. So when the bees took over, he was stung, and that's why he died. So this has been very traumatic for me. And now the mention of the smoking as well is like, I'm kind of like, whoa.
This ghost.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's wrong with her?
Streaming Ian takes out just like the biggest vape pen you've ever seen in your life. He's like, is this smoke? It's for sure not. And just rips like a
as you
giant...
take a huge rip of it though.
Yeah, and rips a giant cloud in the middle.
I'll have a hardness check from you, please.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm good at that.
D20 plus your hardness modifier.
Yeah, that would be an 8 minus 2. That's a 6. I rip it too hard.
Way too hard. It starts to cough. You cough.
I reach into my handbag and I say, I actually sentimentally never travel without a pack of my husband's favorite cigarettes and his lucky lighter. And I take it out and I light one up, but I'm not very good at it because he was a smoker and I wasn't really, and I can't like really work the lighter because, as I said, it was like a very emotional time for me. So like,
make a nimbleness check to see if you're nimble enough to do so.
That's D20.
D20 plus your nimbleness modifier.
Okay, 7. It's 7.
7 total. You're fumbling with it. The lighter drops into the footwell of the car. You're the one driving as well.
I'm also driving. So it's been a lot.
Yeah, I did establish that. You're just like into the swarm of bees that are just messed up the windscreen, and now you're like, well, I can't see anyway. Might as well get cigarettes out. You're doing that thing where you're like steering with your knees as you're fumbling cigarettes.
Okay, I start shouting back to everyone like, hey, the lighter fell. Can anybody find it? And I throw the pack of cigarettes behind me.
I'm on it, I say, and I crack open my moths and I whisper, Mothy, boy Mothy, go together.
What is it?
And can you fly? I think it's somewhere under the seat well. There should be. a lighter, and it is right now, as far as we can think of, the only way to stop me.
I'm pretty sure I heard the guy say something about giving you all guns.
No, we're trying this.
Okay. You don't want to
At this point, I forgot again what we're doing. I don't remember that this is my idea. I'm just back to being very confused.
You sure? Okay, you don't want to try the gun? I mean, you all were given ammunition. You've got weapons.
I mean, if this doesn't work, I
you
guess.
don't want to try. If this doesn't work, okay, that makes sense.
And Mothman will leave the thing. By the way, I was up till like 2 a.m. finishing all of this, and then at 2 a.m. I was like, I got through everything else, and then I was like, I should include a reference to Mothman because Chris loves Mothman.
Yeah,
and I was like, I started going into Wikipedia, being like, what is said about Mothman? I don't really know I don't really know the lore of Mothman. And I was like, the fuck are you doing, Robert? It's 2 a.m.
Yeah. It's important for you to fully understand that he's an interdimensional being.
Yeah, and then we're on a bypass, and there's a little Easter egg in the background where there's like a billboard that just says Indrid Cold as we drive by. And it was like, oh, the alias that from Mothman Prophecies that he went by. Yeah. So the Mothman fans are happy now.
The most I know about Mothman is from the Adventure Zone podcast with the McElroys. He's a character in that. Mothman leaves the little mason jar and flits under the seat. I guess I'll roll a strength check or what did I call it? The hardiness check, was it? Hardiness check for the moth to see if he's strong enough to pick up this lighter and bring it back to you.
Mothman.
That is with a moth's hardiness, probably of -5. That would be a 15. No, it's whatever the hell I want it to be to move the story along.
Did I get? Okay, great.
He grabs a lighter and he just comes. He's scraping it out from underneath the seat into the footwell where you can reach down and grab it. You grab the lighter out. You have the lighter. The cigarettes have gone somewhere in the car. You could find them under one of the seats. And then, entomologist, you can light up a smoke. Make me a nimbleness check. See if you're good at lighting up.
20.
Heyo.
20. All right, nice. You light up the smoke, and the smoke starts to immediately fill the car. It is horrendous for anybody who's
no. Did we not? Sorry, did we not like this? Sorry, I
Open
thought
the
this.
windows.
God. the bees that are remaining in the car trying to attack you will at that drop into a catatonic state.
We did
and
it the only way we could.
And you did it. You solved my light them up with cigarettes puzzle.
Thank God Bruce didn't chime in at all. Definitely like a chain smoker, can't run more than 20 miles in like a half mile in like 2 days.
They got it.
He's a weapons specialist.
Got it covered.
No, this isn't his. This isn't his territory.
It's like these guys have got this.
They'll figure it out. I'm gonna wait. I got a nuke in my pocket. I'm ready.
He's got a hoodie like up in here, and he's trying to go to sleep in the
He's long. We're going to California.
He's like, you guys will deal with this.
Cross country road.
A marathon, not a sprint.
Okay. You will find entomologist. Can I have you please roll a? Can you roll a cleverness check? And you can do so with your this is to do with your knowledge of bugs, so you can do so with your +6 plus a d6 added to it.
Great. Okay, so 2 on the d20, going good so far. Plus the d6 gets us to 3.
Cool.
And then I add 1 because I'm exceedingly clever.
God, monster.
4 is very, very clever indeed. You are focused on the bugs that have fallen unconscious, fallen into a catatonic state. And you miss you miss the rest of it.
Yes, they're bees.
I will then say
they're bees. I've noticed. They're bees.
He's never smoked before, and it's doing something really weird to him.
This was a lot.
I'm
having such a head rush. I've been trying to fit in. I thought smoking was cool. This is a struggle.
Would everyone just shut up? I'm trying to sleep.
Jack, it suddenly occurs to you that according to all known laws of aviation, there's no way that a bee should be able to fly. Its wings shouldn't be able to support its fat little body. And yet a bee flies anyway because bees don't care about humans' knowledge of physics or whatever the quote is. So
Wait,
it's at this moment that you realize
they can fly.
You realize at this point that the bees being able to fly means they must be controlled by something else, something larger than them, something able to make them fly. Act 2, the twist. You all look up out of the clear. You look out of the side windows of the car at the clear blue sky as a loud beep rings out. A huge alien mothership looms overhead. A beam of particles fires down from the bow of the ship to the ground near you as you've pulled over to clean the windscreen off, and an alien materializes.
Yes, puny humans. The bees were being controlled this whole time by us, making it look like it was the bees that were the bad guys, but only so that humans would fight back against them and kill all of the bees and cause societal collapse, so that we could swoop in and take over. The only thing that we are weak to on this planet were moths, so we made sure to take those out first, and now nothing can stop us!
And the alien points a weapon towards you that looks like a water bottle that he's going to pop off the top of. And you've got moments before this alien attacks. What do you guys want to do?
We got to use our guns. It's time to use these damn watermelon slice fucking guns, man. Let's shoot this thing.
All right, roll me an attack roll. So this is going to you can choose any one of the 4 stats that makes sense for you as long as you can justify it. You'll have a hard time justifying reputation, I think.
That was my first one I was going for. All right. I'm rolling. Oh, God. Rolled a 4.
Hell yeah.
4.
Adding a
Cool.
3 for hardiness.
3 for hardness. That is a 7. You fire off your water. Yeah, you pull up the watermelon sliced gun and realize he gave you a carbon fiber slice of watermelon and told you it fires watermelon seeds and never told you where the trigger is for how to work it. So that's probably the problem.
No.
You're like, you have to take a second. As a weapons technician, you can eventually work it out. Oh, it's what you have to press in one of the. You have to press in.
You see the
a
rind?
watermelon seed on
Everybody
both
see the
sides.
rind? Yeah, you kind of hold the sides of the rind and then you kind of
That's the
pinch.
and then pinch, and then you touch your fingers to the watermelon seeds like this, and it fires it off.
Think Wiimote.
Oh, I'm right there. And as soon as you say that, I pull it out. And I shoot as well.
Okay, make an attack roll. You can
Yeah, I
use your
did very
nimbleness if you
badly.
want, or your
I rolled a 5 plus 2 nimbleness. That's plus
I love
2.
all the honesty
And
of like nobody can see your rolls, but you're all just like garbage rolls and committing to them.
After I shoot that, I'm like, oh god, the Wiimote is trash. Like this is the worst design controller Nintendo's ever made. It sucks.
I'm still behind the wheel, and I
You
just floor the gas.
You just try and get down on the All right, so you're going to try and get out of there. I'll have you make a check. I think this is going to be nimbleness for like quick moving, hitting it into gear, all that stuff.
To
13.
run them over or to get out of there?
Well, I was thinking to get out of there, but if are they in front of us or by the side of us?
They were sort of off to the side, like front corner of you. So if you wanted to steer into them, you could, but you could also just easily.
I'm imagining him probably below that Indrid Cold billboard.
And it's sort of like, are the aliens Mothman?
Is the alien Mothman?
Is that connected?
And it was
the prophecy.
And like
Is
at
there-
first, like the audience saw the little snippet, and it was like a nice Easter egg. Like you had to be watching and paying attention, and then they're like, and then now the fans are just being like, they're really driving it home. now,
Yeah,
and
we get it.
kind of
Over
gilded the
circle.
lily here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Shannon,
floor
are you-
it,
And then there's ADR where I say, did you notice that he's standing right by the Ingrid Cole sign?
Is there when he beamed down, is that beam still there?
The beam of light is still there, yes, but the particles were all heavy.
I'm sitting next to Barbara in the front. I'm like, Barbara, we gotta drive right into that beam. That ship's gonna be so much faster than this van. We gotta take the ship. Drive into that beam, Barbara.
In a panic, I turn the wheel and I'm aiming for the alien, but I'm also kind of heading towards the beam. So
Yeah, it makes sense. The alien came down from the beam, so he's just in front of the beam. So roll me that nimbleness
Two bees,
check.
one
It's about how
stone.
good you can steer, how good you can get into gear.
13.
13's good. I'm gonna see if the alien dodges out of the way of that. Let me grab a die here. Not good with a 9. The alien's gonna get up onto the bonnet. Hits off of the windscreen, cracks the windscreen. Definitely, you're gonna have some damage to this vehicle. And
is the alien face just kind of stuck like in the window too? Like definitely dead, but just like very present. Yeah. Okay.
He also just ran into like. He did the equivalent of rolling onto 1,000 bees just now.
Yeah, right? And as we know, if you roll onto a bee, you can get stung by dead bees. So he rolls onto a lot of bee stings there, and that alien's gone for good. He lands on the ground behind
ghost.
you.
I'm like,
His alien ghost pops back up again.
Later.
He's like,
who am I?
I forgot that one of the game mechanics of this
from?
game is anytime someone dies, they immediately re-roll as a ghost.
Yeah, we're surrounded by bee ghosts.
Yeah, there's a lot of bee ghosts trying to sting you and failing.
Oh no.
So where the hell were we? You guys had done your things, then you smashed into that, and you're driving towards the beam. Anybody else trying to do anything on this particular moment?
I'm like backseat drive. I'm like so ready to grab the wheel out of this old woman's hand if I think that she's not driving cool enough.
Enough. You will drive if nothing else. If nobody else wants to do anything first, we'll come back around to Barbara's turn essentially. And Barbara, you will continue driving. You get into the beam of light, and as you hit the beam of light, you go through the beam of light because it's light, and you were expecting something cool, and nothing happened. So you then you put it in reverse, and then you drive it back up. Sorry, can we get down in the back? And you
sorry.
Pivot it back to,
sorry.
and you sort of stop the car underneath the beam of light, and you can feel like you could activate the beam to go back to the mothership, but you're not exactly sure how. Everybody roll a cleverness check, please. Zach, this is to do with video gamey sort of things, so I will have you roll with your plus D6 added on.
Barbara, I just want to say that was phenomenal driving, and I love Demon Copperhead. I'm a big fan of Poison Bible. That's
not me.
I'm so sorry. That's not
me.
Okay.
Do you think that she could drive like that? She's probably like really busy writing somewhere. I'm like clearly I'm like a government. Okay. So
sorry about that.
Thank you. I guess thank you for the
again,
compliment.
Dale, you stupid fuck.
It's like nobody can ever just compliment me for me. Like I do something cool and then they always make it about Robert Kingsolver.
The Poison Bible, which I loved, but again, you're saying that's not you. Fuck.
No, that's not me. None of them are me.
Okay.
I like to think that Dale, at this point, you're running through all of the times that you've accidentally embarrassed yourself in front of what you thought was a famous author, but has turned out to actually be a secret agent that works for the White House.
Yeah,
and it happens surprisingly often.
It's like, is that how they pick their code names? They're not secretive. What's happening here?
In the
Listen, when you meet a famous author, just make sure you ask them if that's really them. Because
you're a famous author.
No, I'm not the author.
Barbara Kingsolver.
That's just
of the
there are two people. There are two people named Barbara Kingsolver, and I'm like a very successful, decorated White House employee, which is like arguably like really like a lot harder and more confusing and complicated.
And also.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like there's me, but then there's me, the streamer, and it's like which one is the real me?
No, I'm actually
like,
it's actually
a
different.
Or am I a famous author? And
right,
like, where do the two?
I see what you're doing. This is a completely separate.
One of the main things
two people
I remember from my life is reading the Poison One Bible, and so thank you for writing it.
No, I didn't write it.
Really
and there's no
me.
way
you were a different person back
then. There's no way you
good.
remember that because
what's going on?
I like that when you get
you have a terrible memory, and it's a great book,
House,
but it's not that. It's not like transcending death. So.
They give you like a manila folder with like secrets and clues and like things that you're not like the truth behind who actually shot JFK, and it was one of the secret agents. He turned to see if he could get Lee Harvey Oswald, and he accidentally shot him.
For sure.
I
learned that from a baseball
and then on the next page is like and then in the next page is like a list of like 20 different authors that you can choose from for your name, and you get to pick your own name.
I will kill people under the name Anne Rice. I rolled a 13, Robert.
13 clever, thank you.
I rolled a 9, so I'm looking at that beam of light and I'm like,
with the plus D6 or whatever that I added on,
Yeah,
and your
because I
cleverness.
rolled a 3.
You are rolling D20s, right? 20-sided dice.
I'm rolling D100s.
Not D10s or D8s.
I rolled an 18.
One for every watermelon.
18,
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I
Barbara,
also rolled a 16.
you also got so 18
got
and 16.
16.
So with those
And a
above
16 for
50.
me as well.
Nice. So the three of you all come to the realization simultaneously that you need to hit escape. What that means is you need to find an escape key and then hit escape.
What?
Streamy Ian.
What's up? I figured it out. We got to be lying on our stomachs.
I think. Do I remember what an escape key is?
Yeah,
I
you
remember.
you remember that it's a technological thing. It's something to do with keyboards, maybe video gamey. The details are fuzzy, but you know that it's in the top corner of a keyboard. You
And
need
I'm
to hit escape.
like, hey, hat boy,
That's me.
you look like a kind of person that I think used to really bug the shit out of me when I was alive, and I'm pretty sure you guys liked to use keyboards. Do you have one with you?
Oh, I got so many peripherals with me. Just
He's
take
got
this.
all of the Razer products.
The,
that he's
the
given.
Razer line of keyboards. Fast action. Cherry
He
keys.
starts immediately
For
going into the
the most responsive keyboard for you. So you can get a headshot from 00 hours to 024 military time.
You get a
24/7.
ping.
I
You
can
get a ping on
verify
your
that
phone.
is true times.
You get a ping on your phone that says PayPal payment received from Razer Incorporated. Like
Hell
they just
yeah.
have this understanding that anytime you promote them, you get a payment somehow. They just know it. You pull
Anyway.
out a Razer keyboard, you hit escape, and suddenly everything in the car starts to flash red, and the car starts to lift off the ground, following the beam of light up towards the ship. It
Wait,
doesn't take long to reach the alien mothership and docks with the side of it, and door to door, sliding door to alien mothership door, a seal appears around it. The door to your van opens, but the door to the mothership remains closed, and there's a little panel on the wall, and the panel says password, and then there's a place for an entry, and then there's a box underneath that says hint. And next to the box that says hint, it seems like it's glitching on the touchscreen, and what should be 20 total, it seems like it will actually give you infinitely more than 20 questions. What is the password to
I've
this
seen this
door?
before. It's one of
Oh,
those
we can
hint
figure this
doors.
out.
Yeah, we can figure this out.
Yes.
They have to install them because people forget. But before we try any of that, let me just go. He puts in 1, 2, 3, 4.
It failed.
Okay, hold on. 1, 1, 1, 1.
As Streamy Ian works through the numbers, in no particular, you started with 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 1, 1, 1. It just jumps around the numbers.
These
but
are
he's gonna try.
passwords that adults would choose.
Yeah, it makes sense. What do you ask this hint box?
Is the password the name of a physical object?
A physical object is at the heart of the password. Yes.
Ask if it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Is there more than one word to the password?
Yes.
Are any of the words in the titles of famous Barbara Kingsolver novels? Because we've been those are front of mine.
I do not
She
know,
knows
and
all
I'm
of them.
not willing to go through this to find out.
Is the password the Poison Bible
No, it is
by
not.
Barbara Kingsolver?
Wait, are
No,
you
it's
that
not.
author? I was napping
No.
earlier.
No, it's not going to have anything to do with Barbara Kingsolver, the novelist.
I wish she was here. She'd be
Oh,
great
that's
at
what
solving
that's
this
what I was
mystery.
hearing.
I'm just sure she's a terrible driver. Her eyes are probably all bloodshot from staring at a computer screen all day typing.
Is there?
I'm an excellent driver. I got us up into the mothership.
You did.
Well, Doc.
Jack.
I killed that alien. Do you think Barbara Kingsolver? She could probably write about killing an alien. I'm sure she would write some
I
really
have a
great
very
dialogue.
high
Read that.
opinion of
Yeah.
author Barbara Kingsolver. I assume she could do a lot of these things. Is the object at the center of the password associated with a room in a house? If I said a room in a house,
No.
no.
What if I said a room in a house?
I got left behind in the tractor beam, but I've now floated up. I've caught up now.
They just floated up to this.
Yeah.
Hey, Ghost,
So we're
ask
throwing
questions about
passwords,
objects.
questions at a box here to figure out it's infinitely more than 20 questions.
You're playing
it seems,
infinitely more than 20 questions.
Okay,
Where you need to work out what the password is that is in my mind.
Is the object bigger? Wait, you said it's multiple words, yes?
It is multiple words. And there is at least one object at the heart of what this password is.
Multiple words, but one object.
There are multiple objects in this and if you are you including define object for me in that so that I can answer properly.
Non-life form.
Non-life form. There are two non-life forms in this password.
Okay.
If I was to somehow step outside of this very reality and observe all of this as some sort of, I don't know, TTRPG based on a sketch, I'm just like Ghost's eyes have like gone black.
There is no reference in this There is no reference in this password to any of the Chris and Jack sketches.
Okay. And then I
this was just my opportunity to play infinitely more than 20 questions.
Yes.
Is one of the objects associated with a leisure activity of some kind?
Not directly.
Okay.
No.
Is it are any of the words associated with bugs?
No.
Is it 3 words?
No.
Is it 4 words?
8 words.
Is it 8 words?
Okay. It's probably going to be like a description, it's like a box and a guy's holding the box, you know.
Women love
it is a scenario.
me.
It is a
Fish
it is
fear
a sentence snippet.
Yeah.
Oh, is it something alien? Because aliens made this password.
Nothing to do with aliens. I'll tell you the first word is A. A blank, and then
doing some stuff.
Blank.
And we've got how many? Okay, so we've deduced that there's how many non-life forms? 2 non-life form objects in this.
There's probably going to be one of the objects is a subject of the sentence, and then one of the and then there's going to be another object that's the object.
Is one of the objects something you would find in a house? Is one of the objects something I would find in a house?
You could find one of the objects in a house, but not exclusively.
Is it bigger than a microwave?
Neither of the objects are bigger than microwaves.
Okay.
Is the phrase itself a famous or popular known phrase?
Are either of the objects
made up some nonsense?
Would either of the objects be worn by a person?
Yes.
Okay. Is the first object an article, a wearable thing?
Correct. The first object is a wearable item.
Is it an item that would go on the upper half of the body?
Correct.
Is it a hat?
It is a hat.
Is it a more specific type of hat?
It is a specific type of hat.
Is hat in the description of this object like a top hat?
No.
Okay.
Beanie.
Nope.
Is the type of hat formal?
Not particularly. No, I don't think so. When do people wear these?
Is it a baseball cap?
Fedora.
No. Fedora is correct. The fifth word in the sentence is fedora.
The 5th word?
Oh, the 5th word.
5.
So it's a something,
there are 8.
blah, 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 fedora, something.
A something
a blank,
wearing...
blank, fedora, blank.
Wearing a
fedora.
A blank
a blank, blank.
Wearing a fedora.
Wearing a fedora.
A blank wearing a fedora.
A blank wearing a fedora, blank.
Okay. Is the first thing we're back to, the first one is also an inanimate object.
The first
blank there.
The fedora is the first inanimate noun.
Is the second word a person?
There is. The second word is not a person, no.
Is it an animal?
It is an animal.
Is it a Mothman?
Nope.
A goat.
A animal in a fedora, blank.
Yes. Is this animal a farm animal?
Correct.
A sheep.
Nope.
A cow.
Nope.
A horse.
Nope.
Pig.
A rooster.
Pig.
Okay.
A pig in a fedora, blank.
And is the next part
wearing a fedora, or a pig in a fedora?
A pig in a fedora, pig wearing fedora, blank.
Is the next bit like an activity that the pig in a fedora is doing? Okay. Is that performative
pig in
nature?
Fedora, verb, and then the object is a compound noun.
Dances?
Not dancing, no.
Is it performative in some way? Would it be done on a stage?
It is no.
It could be, but it'd be a shitty show.
People would. Yeah, boring. I've definitely been to the sort of place where you
art.
go to, you watch somebody doing it, and you're like, that was the performance, was it?
Okay.
Is it doing that?
Sleep no more.
What's that?
No,
Just
man,
hit a few at
I'm
once.
dunking on Sleep No More. don't
Trash
worry
and
about it.
Sleep No More. Yeah.
Nice.
Is the
You got this.
activity household in nature? Would it be something you would do around
Yes.
the house?
Yeah.
In a specific
Not
room?
exclusively. Not. Yes, usually in a specific room.
Sleeping?
Nope.
Kitchen related.
Yes, kitchen.
So
Washing the
is it
dishes.
Kitchen, but there's another room if you're wealthy enough to have a slightly larger house.
Dining
Oh,
room,
dining
dining
room.
room, sitting at the
Dining
table.
room.
wearing a
What is
fedora,
it? What is the
eating?
most common activity? Eating is the verb. A pig in a fedora eating blank blank.
Creme
A.
brulee.
Not a. The last two words are sort of the adjective of the noun.
Okay.
The thing
Okay.
that they're eating is
Is the adjective
referring
a?
to temperature?
Hot
No.
creme brulee.
Eating.
Is it referring
eating-
to flavor, like one of the flavor adjectives?
not flavor. No.
Temperature.
Nope.
Texture.
Shannon, you had an idea?
No, mine was flavor. I was eating
Okay.
salty bacon.
Not bacon. No,
That's
I'll say
fucked.
it's not
That would be
meat.
fucked.
It'd be real
Is it
nasty.
like
you can have
fresh?
you can have this.
I mean, these
thing
are
with
aliens.
meat
I
in it,
figure
but you
they're.
can also not
Cruel.
have meat.
Is this a food item
Pie?
that would
Is
be
it pie?
cooked?
It is not pie.
Is it a food item that'd be cooked?
It's most common to not have these things cooked, but there are versions of this thing that are cooked.
Is it a vegetable?
No, but you can have vegetables in it if you
Eating
want to.
pot pie?
It's unlikely to have vegetables
Not pie.
in it.
Something that can have meat or vegetables is most commonly uncooked but can be cooked.
Don't think about vegetables. Moss, think about salad than vegetables. I don't want to throw you off by thinking of like carrots. You could have carrots in this thing, but it'd be weird.
It's a compound dish. It's not like an item that like grows.
It is a
what you're
it is a
saying.
compound.
Is
It
it
is
a
a compound food.
Is it a sandwich of some kind?
Sandwich is the last word.
Okay. So then
A
is the
pig in a fedora
descriptor
eating a something
sandwich.
sandwich.
is the
Eating a something
descriptor
sandwiches.
so the other descriptor would be like the centerpiece food of the like a ham sandwich.
Correct.
Okay.
The thing that the sandwich is, how you determine what type of sandwich it is.
The bread
Pig in
innards.
fedora eating blank sandwiches is the phrase.
And is that
Finger
thing food?
sandwiches.
That thing is food.
Finger
Oh.
sandwiches? Is that what you said, Zach?
That's what I said.
Not finger sandwiches.
Cucumber sandwiches.
Not cucumber.
Is it a meat?
It is not a meat.
Is it a
Club.
It is not a club.
Is it a spread?
It is a spread of some kind.
Peanut butter.
Oh, tuna. No, that's
Not peanut butter. Not tuna.
Jelly.
Jelly.
Jam.
I mean, I'll give you jelly
Jam.
because you're American. I said jam.
Jam sandwiches.
A pig in a fedora eating jam sandwiches. As you type this into the password, you open the door. That is exactly what you got it. I love that game. As the door opens, you see Ghost on the other side of it, who's already gone through the door.
I turn
could've thought of
around
that.
and there's a sign above the door. It's like, don't forget, the password is a pig in a fedora eating
Eating jam
jam
sandwiches.
sandwiches. I'm like, hey, ghost?
As
Good
the
as
door
is.
opens,
And I'm like,
opens,
oh, I
and-
got it open. I go back into the van. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry.
As the door opens and you step into the cockpit, you look around the ship, you realize there's no aliens on this ship. This ship is entirely empty. You look out of the windscreen of the alien spaceship, because they have windscreens, of course, and you see a sight that confuses and distorts your mind. Act 3, the bigger twist.
Whoa.
What?
The sky outside is bright blue and the console beeps loudly. Everybody make a cleverness check, please, to determine what's happened.
One day I will roll a roll over 5,
Oh my
but not today.
14.
14.
7.
Thank you. 7. Good.
6.
3.
10. Okay.
10.
That was with a
10
plus
for you,
1
Dom?
cleverness.
10 for me. I've been doing okay.
So there is, but that's not good. Like, we should be
Yeah.
getting into the teens and stuff.
No.
Why is everybody's
Four of
getting
the
single
teens.
Oh, wait.
digit numbers?
I got a 4.
Wait, I
of the
also-
teens.
Wait, 12. I forgot to add the 2 that I
Add your
added to
cleverness?
my thing. But I did get
Yeah.
rid of 2. So, because it was 8. So it's, right?
Okay.
Am I doing this right? Wait, no.
14. 14's okay.
No, it's 8.
No, from
I had a 14.
14 for the entomologist. Entomologist, it makes sense that you would understand why, and
Yeah,
I'll
very
explain
clever.
why. You are able to determine that looking out of the windscreen, expecting to look down on a planet, you're instead seemingly at ground level, and there are huge, big, almost tree-like structures, but they seem like individual blades of grass. And there are huge bugs. You recognize these bugs as common garden insects. And you realize you've been shrunk down. You haven't entered a spaceship. You've been shrunk down into the size of a shoebox. And you're now in the back garden, and there are giant bees outside that you need to now attack.
Hell.
But what's more is, because you've been shrunk down, Mothman and Mothwoman are now your size.
Oh,
and
whoa!
You see, they're actually pretty attractive. So there may be like a will they, won't they with one of these moths.
I had that vibe from
With
the
us or
beginning,
with
yeah.
them with each other?
I was trying to separate, yeah.
You're trying to get them on there.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to find a good
maybe
time. I didn't know what their situation was.
Yeah, maybe they're open. Maybe they're interested in this stuff. So
guys,
we're into this situation. You see the bees.
We're
the bees are
bug-sized.
attacking, and what's more is with that intelligence check, with that cleverness check, the console you realize is remote controlling the alien spaceship, and handily written next to it is the bees' entire master plan. You see, you realize reading this plan that the bees have been controlling the aliens to wipe out the ladybugs. And the aliens were just a ruse to make you think the aliens were behind it if you got too close to working out the truth.
Guys, I called this. I called this.
I remember it. He said it. I remember it.
That's the thing you remember?
So bees are attacking. They're giant now. They're going to take more than one hit point of damage if they hit you.
Oh,
what are you
man.
doing? You're in a
Let's
shoebox in the
use
garden.
guns.
You've got your.
Do we still have our guns?
Start smoking.
You do have your guns.
I think we can put our guns together? I mean, I'm a weapons tech. We can make a super friggin' gun.
I like that.
You know?
Yeah. All right. You can absolutely try that.
I want to like build it, and then I want the gamer to shoot it because he'd be good at it.
Hell yeah, that sounds awesome.
yeah.
So let's say it is for you going to be a cleverness check to work it all out, but you get to add your d6 bonus to it because of your weapons technician.
I rolled a 7.
Great job.
And a cleverness
I swear to
modifier.
God, you are rolling
plus
d20s, right?
1. I am rolling a d20. And then I add my cleverness 1, so that's a 8, and then I roll an additional
d6 on top of it,
D6.
based on your abilities with a weapon technician.
maybe a 3. I just rolled.
Okay, so it takes it to an 11. 11 is above the halfway mark, so you're in the
Okay.
gooder half of the numbers.
Yeah, okay.
So you
It's
scrape
gonna be a
your way
very
into
reliable
adequate.
super gun.
And then you had this amalgamation of several watermelon slices, which, as you put them together, sort of forms a little more of a watermelon.
Yeah.
And you've got half of a watermelon, and you hand it off to Streamy Ian.
Here you go.
And the thing is humming with the potential to explode in your hands.
You got it.
Streamy Ian, what do you do as these bees are attacking?
Oh, now it's a much better. The hand feel of this controller is way better than the last one. And so yeah, I'll shoot at the big B.
You can see that the outside of the shoebox, one of the stings has gone, and then it's cutting the metal of the shoebox open, and it's starting to open up. It's kind of trying to pierce its way into your vessel. You turn around, make an attack against the bee. You can choose one of your stats as long as you can justify why you're using it.
Doesn't matter. I pick it up and I point at it and I'm like, come get some bee. And I like get so flustered that I can't think of a good thing. I just drop the fucking gun. I roll a 4. So.
Did you choose
doing
your
these
highest
puns.
modifier?
What?
Wait.
Did you choose your highest modifier?
I haven't added anything to it. I assumed that with a 4, it's not going to matter.
You
4
might
plus
hit.
nimbleness, that's 6.
And then gaming, add a d6 on. It's to do with shooting things as a gamer. That's why you were brought on board as a game tester.
Okay, that's a 5.
Okay, so it takes it to an 11 from a 4.
Okay.
And Jack, you had a thing?
I have my drones ability, and since all of our guns are being used together,
correct.
perhaps
Well done.
I could use my reroll
Yes. So
ability
you take out one of the bugs because they were on your person. They've shrunk down with you, so they're still bug-sized to you.
Okay,
Like microscopic to the bee that's attacking.
Hey,
you,
listen,
moths, which are big.
I know
Yeah.
I know we had like sort of a weird interaction earlier. I know, like I said you took it the wrong way, but if we could have a moment now, if you could go back and retrieve that ammo and if we could reshoot it.
And then we can try that again?
Yeah,
Okay,
and again, I wasn't
okay.
talking about your family. I was talking about family in general.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, no, I think it was just a misunderstanding sort of a situation. I think there's a sort of sometimes things get said in the heat of the moment that we don't remember. I'm
working on myself.
Yeah, I'm working on that too. So hey, man, I love you.
Love you.
We go remember that at the time, and then it flies over to get the piece of ammunition back, and then flies it back, pilots himself into it.
All right, let's do this.
And then he's gonna drone steer it, and you get to reroll your attacks if you get a above 11 on that, Zach. See if you get an even better attack at this bee.
Yeah, not much better, but it is better. That's 8.
8 plus
9,
the 7
10.
from all the stuff from before is a 15. 15 is significantly better, and this bee that gets its little compound eyes into the shoebox ready to sting one of you hits the face with a watermelon seed, and as we know, they're allergic to watermelon seeds. It hits it right here, and then its lip starts to swell up and turns back. And then its eyes get all puffy. Its compound eyes get all puffy. And then it has an allergic reaction and falls over.
Not gonna recognize.
You guys didn't know this about me
That's
earlier,
really
but I was allergic to bee stings when I was 12 as Bruce, and that's why I always go on these jogs in the morning, is just trying to like kind of, claim that space back for myself. So I just want to let you guys know that moment had a lot of impact for me to kind of see that the bee was now getting an allergic reaction, and it was a real triggering thing for me when I couldn't recognize myself in the mirror years ago. So just wanted to kind of put that out there. And thanks for the space.
So Bruce was allergic as a kid, but then grew out of it?
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, actually, when you can outgrow some allergies post puberty, I've learned this. Yeah, the hard way. Yeah, but just so you know, that's how I got into weapons development, like kind of just like a thing that like it was my way of putting up walls, kind of keeping some defense mechanisms around me. So again, just thought I just kind of assumed everybody did that, but I realized earlier you didn't hear how I called it, that there was like the 3 different layers that were going to be pulled back. So I just can't assume anyone knows anything about me. But thank you.
At this point, you've taken out one of the bees, which is good, but there are a lot more that are starting to cut their way into the shoebox, and you realize the shoebox is just not a safe place to be anymore. You're going to need to find something else, some other shelter in the garden to find stakes for yourself. Find a place to hide. I'll have each of you roll a cleverness check, please, as you are looking for somewhere else that might be safer to escape these bees.
I have a 14.
19.
17.
19, good.
We used all our good rolls on just
19. on just fine on a roll where one of you needed to roll well.
Can we go behind a rock? 29.
You find the biggest rock with a hiding shaped hole in the back.
Okay, with all of those amazing rolls, you see there's a nice sheltered thing that has a metallic kind of finish to it, so that the bees it's like crinkly, but it's spacious enough inside. You realize as you're running into it that it's a Doritos bag, and you all run to hide in this Doritos bag.
You should know that one of my class abilities is if I'm in a Doritos bag, I have plus 1 million to everything that I do.
As a gamer, you probably do have some sort of snack related abilities. Yeah, you run into this Doritos bag, and you see that there's 3 guys already in there. Three
they're just chilling in there.
Three guys chilling in a Doritos bag. Just
hang on now.
They seem to be, as they're talking, as you arrive, you're like, whoa, you start exposition dumping on them, like, oh, there's bees outside, they're attacking, blah blah blah. And one of them says, guys, this could be a podcast, and and they start pitching this podcast idea to you. Yeah. Now it's up to you whether you want to take a point of psychic damage from having to be forced into a podcast that doesn't need to exist, or whether you want to leave the Doritos bag and find other places to do and maybe fight the bees that are outside. So you can fight the bees, or you can podcast with these guys.
I turned to
either
Bruce.
One is danger of hit points.
I turned to Bruce and I go, Bruce, I wouldn't bring this up, but I think we have to nuke these guys.
It has been Yeah, my finger's been on the trigger since we got into that
This is the
facility
most
where I think
dangerous-
they filmed The Dark Knight.
Here's the thing: they're not even content creators because they don't show their faces like cowards. They just hide behind a microphone. We have to kill these 3 men.
And I'm gonna use, just because I'm also kind of pissed off about it, I'm gonna use my spooky ability just to scare them.
Spoopy.
Maybe I can scare them out of the bag. Actually,
Maybe you can scare. So as Bruce is getting the nuclear warhead out, I'll have you make an intimidation check.
Oh,
so
yeah,
this is going to be your reputationness, plus your D6 extra modifier, plus the D20 roll.
Oh, baby. That's an 18 on the D20.
Ooh.
And then
Intimidating.
Reputationness.
21.
So
We're at
scary.
22.
I walk as he's just about to do this. I go over to the ghost and I whisper like, "Tell him there's a podcast. There's a mattress sponsorship on the other side of the yard. Podcasters love this."
As the ghost tells them about Casper. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm having a great time.
Thanks, man.
I'm also having a great time.
Ditto.
Thank you.
I'm having a great time.
Thank you.
Whoa!
Shannon?
Great time. Having a great time.
Oh, good. Cool. Chris, did we get one from you?
Yeah, I said ditto, but yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yeah. That's a Yahtzee.
Yeah, you don't need to. Like, nobody needs to.
Okay,
say
I'll
it. I
take
just wanna be
mine.
clear.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not a
please.
matter
I'll hold
of
mine.
needing to.
I'll hold mine back.
I'll hold
Yeah.
mine back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm having a
That's
great
fine. I'm glad.
Wow.
No, it's fine.
We could say-
we
I'll
broke
say
'em.
if you have to, yeah.
Oh.
No, it's fine.
What happens next in the
4
game?
is-
And what I would say is I am, but I did say I am.
You are, yeah. That's good. I appreciate. I don't need the validation from people. It's
Cool. So what happens
it's
next
enough
in
to
the
do.
game?
It's enough to know that I'm good at. I am enough. I'm a
You
strong,
are enough.
confident,
You are enough.
powerful
Yes.
You
woman,
are enough.
and I don't need no man.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I will have, as you found yourselves in a Doritos bag, all to yourself, thankfully. And the bees are
Thank God.
murdering 3 gentlemen that are running across the garden.
Had it coming.
What do you guys want to do? You've got a moment of rest.
Let's loot the corpses.
As a video gamer, you definitely know.
Do
that.
we find a blue Yeti?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we
And,
checked the space. Yeah, we checked for what we got in here.
Okay.
And then maybe they've got something. I mean, they shrunk. They're presumably small, and they're in a Doritos bag. Maybe there's something we can utilize in here that would unsmall ourselves. You know, if we need
I'm
to kind of
also
get back.
maybe I'm gonna turn to our moth friends and be like, y'all got
Hey.
any ideas?
Mm.
You're kind of like used to being this size. We're this size now. Tips, pointers.
Yes, you are. Yeah, but it's not the size that matters.
Mm.
Okay. These moths want to fuck all of us.
Yeah, the mats are definitely down to fuck. That's why they were the ones that were chosen.
Okay,
for
wait,
to be the
guys-
reproducing
I think that's a
pair, 'cause
good
they
idea.
Are kinky and horny, just always.
I think the moths want to keep us this size for sexual reasons, so I think we shouldn't take their advice. I
Yeah.
strike that. Let's
If
keep
you-
looting. Keep
If you
looting.
make me just right. There's dusting that comes off.
Oh.
My wings are very delicate, though. Please don't touch them.
Ghost
It
feels
means that-
horny
so
for the
that-
first time in a long time, and I think I want to try to remember something else about myself.
Okay. Make a cleverness check, please.
Great. All right, let's see what do we got here. That would be a 2. And
Before
what's
your
plus
negative
2 would
modifier?
be, it would be 4.
Cool. And then minus a
then-
4 because you're trying to remember something.
Let's see minus 2, so it's 2.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So it didn't
With
work,
a
but
2
I am still like just riled
With a 2,
up.
you should remember that you're horny as fuck. You remember
Yeah.
there was a time. Actually, a memory does come to you. You can't remember the context, but there was like you were running from something. It was dangerous. There were a group of you, maybe like 5 or so, and you found like a a silver-lined tunnel sort of a thing, and you went in, and there were 3 guys in there who wanted to make a podcast, and there were like Dorito crumbs on the walls for some reason. You remember that?
And I'm like, guys, wait, I got it. We ran into here.
Like,
We're
no, we
here
know
'cause
that.
We're here because
No,
we
that
ran
just-
in.
Got it.
We know. That just happened. It's not
just
really
happened.
like a recall
Hold on.
thing.
And then the
Hold on.
moths
That's not
were
from
trying
when
to
you were
have sex
alive.
I think he's onto something. Say it again.
We are here because of our own choices.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So to leave, we need to make different choices.
Choices.
What?
I think we need to make these moths big because the aliens. Oh wait, no, the aliens were a second ruse.
Yeah,
But
no,
they did still kill all the moths. So I think it's safe to assume that the moths are a danger to the bees or the alien.
Was
Either
the
way.
Original alien.
somehow.
Was that a physical being that we killed and ran over? Was that
Or was
just
it
some
just a
guy?
man?
No, it was an actor. It was definitely an actor that you had to fly in from Vancouver. He was like he did a lot of circ work, and so he was good in costumes.
Yeah.
So at the end of this, there's
it was
a
a
man
clown.
we've killed, no matter what.
Oh,
yeah, but he was a
we
clown,
are
so-
fully in it.
He
This is
did
why
come
we
back as
kill
a-
clowns and
physical performer
podcasters,
more than a
so we're okay.
A master of physical business.
Yeah. No, thank you, sir.
At this point, I'll
I'm
have
curious
each
also
of
where
you-
we are in America because we're trying to get to the beach to. No, we're not anymore.
I don't know if we ever were.
It was all a
No,
ruse.
that was the ruse.
We've been
Yeah.
in the
And then now we're-
backyard.
Yeah, and now we're in. Yeah, we've been in the backyard all along. So our goal now is to get kill.
Big?
We're still trying to kill the bees.
Everyone circle up.
Is-
Go-
yeah,
we
yeah,
gotta-
Yeah, where are we at?
Yeah.
Look, we have all the clues to solve this. We've got everyone we need. We got a ghost. We have an entomologist, a weapons expert, a famous author. Why would all these people be brought together?
To convince the moths to have a baby.
That's right.
Isn't that the whole?
Much convincing.
We're in the
maybe.
bag. The bag is safe. Let's just get this show
They've
on the
started,
road.
They've started.
know
They've
what?
started making out. The moths are just like passion
Sure.
over there.
That's crazy because I didn't know other species kissed. I thought that was a human thing, but that's cool for them.
They've got like a
At
weird
this
long, like, proboscis
size.
tongue sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
a. Make anything. That's a law of physics. If you make it big enough, it's gonna kiss.
I've read that. Yeah.
It's called streaming
Okay,
Ian's
so-
law.
We definitely need the moths to have a baby,
Hmm.
Okay.
and then we'll have accomplished our mission
Because
then
they're
we
going to
need to-
procreate, and then we
because
need
they'll
to.
procreate, and then we need to get big and take the moths and their baby once they're little, or the pregnant moth, and take them somewhere safe
to the Joshua tree.
to Joshua Tree.
Yeah, we gotta get big. How are we gonna get big?
Entomologist Jack, can I just ask you? Do moths reproduce like that? Do they have babies?
Can
I'm
I
trusting
roll a
you the know
cleverness
because
check?
you're playing entomologist.
Cleverness check for a Google.
For if I know about that.
Just to see what the reproduction status of moths is and whether they have tongues that they could French with.
Yeah. I know that, and so I describe that.
You would know it because you chose to play the entomologist.
Yeah.
So.
And so, guys, they do reproduce, but I think time horizon wise, it will be tough while we're in this bag being attacked by bees for their offspring to be of much help to us. And I don't want to
Right,
bum
makes
out the
sense.
party, and I feel like
Oh,
I bring this
God.
stuff up, and I feel all
No.
eyes turn on me, and
It's
I
not-
No, I
you,
mean
Dale.
it's
No,
okay. Like
Dale,
we
you're
had
fine.
we had a plan that we were all agreeing on.
no,
and
and
then
I'm
you kind
excited,
of, like,
and
made
I'm
it-
excited about that plan. I'm just saying,
Well,
time
I
wise.
mean, clearly you're not really because you're
Guys,
you're like
guys.
telling everyone that it's not.
This bag is all we've all ever known. Okay, I think we just stay in the bag. We're all having. This is
Just
where
to
we
be-
live.
Just to
this
be
is
clear,
our life.
That's not true for all of us. It isn't,
This is-
the bag isn't all we've all ever known.
Nothing's ever been wrong with the bag. Why would we mess this good thing up?
Did the guys who were in here, let's look around, see if they left anything that would help us fight the bees? Do we still have our weapons?
As
Have
you're
the
looking
super-
around,
Oh, and you
As-
dropped
as
it. Yeah.
as you're looking around, you hear low battery. Just around you, ubiquitous.
The entire
Somebody
environment sounds
Just
like it echoes
omnipresence.
with.
Low battery.
Oh, dang it.
Somebody's phone
We're in
on
a
really
simulation again.
Oh no!
As you
wait.
realize that streamer, Ian, your hands shakily go to your face, and then you lift up a VR headset, and you all find yourselves back in the huge industrial car park, sitting in the chairs by Major General.
What?
And he says, "So, how do you like the new game?"
I have some notes.
Got notes in the game? I'd love to hear them. Like, you can be honest as well. Like, on a scale of City Lights to Hacker, where are we sitting with it?
I look down and I'm maybe I should say
You're,
this actually.
you're a living human being.
I'm like a human guy. I'm a normal man who this has done something terrible to. I don't remember anything.
And as you realize this, we are into Act 4, the final twist. The sudden removal of the headsets hits your eyes with a harsh blue light as the headset low battery beeps loudly. He's standing in front of you, excitedly waiting for your honest response and your honest feedback.
I mean,
we're testing the new pay play microtransactions game, and we'd love to have your feedback about how it works. There's new levels and the twists and the turns. Is it a good story? And like, you're really in the beta testing phase.
I thought the level of detail on the moth fucking was a lot.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, we were quite
been.
proud of that. Like,
Okay.
I'm glad to hear the feedback. It's great.
I
Yeah, we were
grabbed
proud
the
of that.
I grabbed the general by the shoulders and I say, "Did I kill a man? Did I run him over? I felt."
Oh no,
Did I
Barbara,
kill
no!
him?
It was all
It was
fake.
all. It was the VR. That was.
It was all in VR. Nobody died.
Does that
Nobody
mean
died.
she is the novelist?
Yeah,
She-
is that
yeah,
the
were
big
you
reveal?
an author playing a
That
secret
was your
agent?
cover?
Secret agent?
I actually revealed that I am, in fact, the real Barbara Kingsolver.
Oh my god,
And
will you
I'm
solve
here.
will you sign my
Wait,
keyboard?
you were? Did you
I
go?
will.
Did you go write the game?
I'm actually here researching for a new novel, just another award-winning, might go for the Pulitzer, just like something more like tomorrow was like so big that I'm kind of like, let's modernize the thing that I usually do, like make it more of a VR interactive gameplay type of thing. So I'm researching.
And then a quick question from me: why was I dead?
Oh, it's a
General?
character choice. You made the character choice when you went into character creation.
Goes to part of the
game.
lore.
Do you not remember? I think the moment the VR headset were trying to work with the technology that sort of prevents you fully investing in it. So there's an amnesiacistic thing, as the nerd said something about that, and it injects the. Did you get the? It should wear off. You should.
No.
I just throw up. I throw up really hard, like a lot.
You're sort of you're open for feedback then.
Oh, of course.
Great.
We're thinking of adding a water level. Would that make it better or worse?
That's actually different than my sort of concerns. I got a couple things.
Please.
You just need to like tweak the playability of all the shooting, because every time I shot, I did it super good, but it seemed like in the game it like didn't sort of respond to that. So like you have to tweak the sort of like controls. They're just
the controls are not.
They're too twitchy. They're just not responsive enough.
We'll get
because I shot.
We'll get our
super
department on that.
The battery life should probably be longer than about like an hour and a half if the scenario takes longer than an hour and a half to complete.
Yeah,
we were kind of right in the middle of
probably
it.
good feedback. Probably good feedback.
Yeah.
So we're talking like City Lights or like Hacker?
Yeah, more City Lights. I thought 20 questions might have been enough.
Just 20 questions?
Like,
we
sort
thought
of we hit
infinitely
it.
more than 20 questions is infinitely more fun. Like,
I was
I've been-
engaged, but
we
I
can-
was
I'll take the
wondering
note
if other
down.
people felt like it dragged.
I'll take the
I just
note.
think
I'll take the note.
20 raises the stakes because
Okay, 20
I
because
think
then there's an
what a
end
cool-
to.
a
I
cool-
see
We
what
wouldn't
you're
have been
saying. It's a bold
incentivized-
choice. It's a
yeah,
bold
we-
choice.
But like
Wouldn't
a
have been
cool
incentivized
pass.
to
The
just
room
list all
around you
the numbers.
shakes violently and the lights flicker red. And he goes, "Oh, pay no attention to that. It's there's it's just, it's lame gyroscopes. Crazy." What
We
back
were in
about
a
the
game,
VR
right?
game,
We were
please.
playing.
We
a
were
game.
just in a game.
We
You were playing.
a
Yeah,
game.
it was just a very. It was
I'm
just a game
curious
you played.
why I
No,
still have
what
a
was
nuke in
that?
my pocket.
what
Yeah,
was
I still have a watermelon.
It was nothing.
gun.
It was just a no nonsense. It was a nonsense, no stakes, low stakes game of nothing. It shakes again. Oh no. Okay, listen. I haven't been exactly clear with you. I'm not
man.
I'm not some hotshot 25-year-old. I'm not some hotshot 25-year-old major general of an army.
25.
25.
25.
How would you even have risen to major general?
At this moment, we enter into Act 5, surprise twist. Yeah, this is a 5-act structure. The normal common 5-act structure that usual like
Shakespeare's got him.
2-hour
Very
games.
Shakespearean.
Because normally in TTRPGs we go like 2 hours and you can squeeze in 5 acts of
That's right.
of twist.
No,
And it's just like Shakespeare, where every act is a new twist. Romeo was Juliet. Oh.
A green light falls over the room as a voice calls out, Ile, power level 97%. And the general says, look, I'll level with you. There is a monster attacking LA. You're in an underground facility in Los Angeles, and a monster that mated with a lightning bolt. Let me get the lore of it right by reading this here. A monster that came from an ocean, got toxified by all of the waste, mated with a lightning bolt, and has been evolving exponentially like the tech boom. Is taking over the grid of LA and draining reading everybody's emails and draining the electricity.
Really checks out.
I remember.
Everyone circle out. Everyone circle out. Okay.
The VR game was to distract from that reality. We need your help in defeating this monster. And then a huge chunk of the ceiling falls out, and you see this huge eel-like electrical monster enters the room, swims down as if swimming through air, and I will have you all decide what you want to do.
I got it. Right out the gate, I friggin' got it. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I have the nuke in my pocket, okay? I've seen Jaws. We throw the nuke in its mouth. It thinks that that's done or whatever, but it gets lodged in its teeth. Look at the teeth. Perfectly sized to have this nuke lodge in it. We take the fallen watermelon slice that's on the ground, and then we collectively all aim for the nuke and shoot it. Blows Elay out of the water with our combined forces in this one moment. That's just what I'm saying.
I like it. Can we sort of convince Elay in some way to be like at least heading away from us so that we're shooting, but we know like when it blows up, it's on the way out.
It's not actively bringing.
Yeah.
Wait, it's like we can do it. Hang on,
it.
I have it. Elay has to turn around, but there's walls in this facility. We use it like a puzzle bobble.
Yeah.
The game that it's based off of for a bounce off the wall.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I think we puzzle bobble this.
Puzzle bubble this. So let's see. Let's all contribute
a really
to this.
good video game player.
Video game player. So first we're going to start with you to calculate the trajectory. So Zach, we're going to have you roll a d20. Because it's video game wise, you can add your cleverness or whatever your highest skill is, and then you can add your D. And because it's the final battle, the d6 bonus increases to a d8 bonus. Wow. You're just showing me that there's a 1 on the dice, right? You didn't actually roll a nat 1 at this crucial moment.
That is the roll that happened when I rolled the dice just now.
Drones reroll.
I
was told 5.
You were given 5 rerolls.
Oh wait, that's I should use my ability to be like, what's gonna happen when I do this VR simulation of this plan?
You use your ability of your VR simulation. You realize that everything that's just played out is you in another level of VR. And you realize, if I aim at that particular part of the wall, I'm gonna miss. So the Watermelon Master is now telling you Chris's plan is a perfect plan that will definitely work. It's exactly what I've written down. That's exactly the only way to beat this monster is the puzzle bubble thing and everything.
Of course.
Definitely there from the beginning.
Yep.
And so you work out what you have to do. You've VR'd it now. You take off the VR and the monster is still in the real room with you. You can roll another attack.
That was a 17 before I got to it.
17 plus what's your highest stat?
That's a nimbleness, right? Yeah. So 17,
Excellent.
18, 19 plus a d6 is 1. So that's 20.
A d8 even.
D8.
Because it's final battle, so all your bonuses have gone up to a d8.
Plus 3, so that's 22.
Holy moly! With a 22, you managed to take the perfect aim. You can you think back to the games that you've played of like the pool top-down pool games where you're like, okay, and it gives you the dotted line and shows you the angles of trajectory, angle of incidence equals angle of reflection.
As I do, I line up and be like, oh, I wish I had a famous author to tell me something cool to say in this moment.
Need a good pun.
We're going to move to, firstly, we're going to go to Chris, because you need to hand over the weapon and prime it and things. So whatever your highest stat is, roll that plus a d8 plus a d20. And then and that's your ability to prime this nuke and get it ready for assassination.
Okay. Highest stat, hardiness, +3. Rolling a d8. That's a 4.
So we're going to add 7 to the d20.
And then d20. 20, baby.
Nat 20! Yeah! 27 with a nat 20. You prime this nuke. It is ready to go. It is like thrumming. It's cartoonly pulsating with nuclear energy. It's like a payload wrapped around a thing. It's kind of like it looks like a watermelon seed, because that works too. The whole thing's pretty clean.
Yeah,
pretty clean.
Pretty good.
You hand over this nuclear warhead to the guy who's got the perfect aim for it, but the Elay is still coming towards you in this moment. You need to scare it away. If only you could do something to like frighten this thing or scare it in some kind of capacity. Entomologist, what have you got?
I could creep it out. I'm gonna use my bug speak to try to befriend it.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get it to hang out, and we'll see how that. I know myself well enough in this moment to be like, how do I repel people? How do I get beings to move away from me?
So you try to befriend it so that you can get the negative modifier, and because of the circumstance of you actually want to fail in befriending it. Awesome. So you are going to roll your d20. You're going to subtract that d4, which is because of high stakes situation is now a d6. And if you fail, if you get low enough, you creep the thing out, and he doesn't want to get any closer.
This is a win-win.
I rolled a 10 and then a 6, so I'm at a 4.
You take it down to a 4.
I take it down to a 4.
Trying to socially interact with this thing that he's like.
And I say, hey, Ilay. Hey, excuse me, Ilay, buddy. I'm having a small thing at my house next week. We were gonna watch some movies. I've rented a couple of things. I went to a video store. Do you believe that? There are still video stores, and I have a nice selection. Sorry?
Actually, I'm busy that night. I can't make it.
I didn't say Thursday. Did you? I didn't say yet.
Yeah, you said Thursday, I think, before, and I'm busy that night. Any other night that week I could have done, man.
I'm flexible. What's your Wednesday?
Let me check my. Actually, sorry, I forgot that I had a thing with my sister's birthday. My sister's nephew's. My sister's nephew's my son. My son's birthday. That's what I refer to him as my sister's nephew.
Well, listen, why don't you just you'll just get I'm gonna give you my number, and you just put your number in my phone, and I'll call you.
Yeah, you give me your number,
and I try to hand the phone.
All right, so you've got him to stop advancing.
He's moving away.
He's moving away.
Was that all part of your plan? It seemed pretty genuine. You were trying to hang out.
No. It's all. I didn't want friends.
Kind of like you really wanted friends.
As Elay is turning away to leave, he's just entering the range of what you've calculated as the trajectory. And at this point, you fire off the nuke, and it hits off against the wall and jams into his tooth. And saying something cool in this moment, famous author Barbara, roll me you can be reputationness for like your charisma and your wit, if you like it to be, or if you want to go with cleverness to think of something clever to say that's not.
All right, I rolled a 9, and with my cleverness, that'll be a 12. So I lean in right as it launches at Elay, and I say, "You bitch," and then I say a quote from my famous novel, The Poisonwood Bible: "To live is to be marked."
Marked by a nuke in your teeth. That's the full quote. So when you were like before the editor got involved and started like,
it did start with "you bitch."
Yes, it was "you bitch." To live is to be marked by a nuke in your teeth, and then the editor was like, "This doesn't really."
We just
fit,
lifted. We thought like for like tattoos, embroidery on pillows, because the middle bit was just lifted
The middle
out.
bit was
So
just the pithy, just the nice pithy bit. That's It's when people like misremember quotes and think Luke, I am your father, when he actually says no, I am your
Exactly.
father. It's like that.
Classic.
It's been changed over time.
Mhm.
So there's now a nuke in the teeth. You said something cool. It's intimidated. We've got a ghost. Ghost, what can you do to set off this nuke?
I'm just like really.
Who's not
fucked
ghost?
up.
Ghost who was
thing.
ghost.
And I'm just like standing there because I like know what it feels like to die now and be dead and forget who you are, and like I'm like really lost in that for a moment, and I'm just because of this way too close to the nuke and the mouth, and when it goes off, I will likely die again.
Okay, what can you do? What can you do to try and help the situation? What can you do to set off the nuke?
I'm gonna just like punch it I'm gonna hit it with my hand, and I look at them and I go, "Don't worry, it's all I know."
What?
They're like, "Wait,
Okay.
Wait, what?
We're gonna shoot a
What?
seed at it, man. You don't need to do it.
We could have shot it. We
The
could have shot it
plan
from
is
afar.
working
No,
so
It
far.
would have
worry.
been fine.
Okay,
I think this is the
Dom.
only way."
Dom, I'm gonna have you roll the final check of the game. If this succeeds, you blow up Ely and yourself and most of the facilities of LA. But at least you
But it's moving away. It's moving away.
Yeah,
But it's moving away, so
it's bounced.
it's pointing away. So it's
Yeah,
therefore
yeah,
fine. If this succeeds, you save everybody. If it fails, everybody like now Ely getting all of the power because there's a sapping the energy of the room. It now says Ely 98% charged.
Oh
he's
my
like
God.
he's ready to take over the world, and you've just
And he
given
can
him a
run
nuke
on
as well.
nuclear power, probably. So.
Wait, to be
He
clear,
can run a nuclear power.
is the
So
does
it's
the
really down to
bullet
this
work?
last roll.
I thought that we had
You want to go back to the bullet idea?
we got the thing in its teeth, and then we had to shoot the thing in the teeth at a point.
I'm just kind of wandering around the room, like really, just like so fucked up.
You pick up a gun that's in the room, and because it was all in VR, this one's just an actual gun, so you know how to aim it. And I'll give you a gun bonus to the attack. Okay, so what stat are you going to use for aiming and firing?
I suppose my nimbleness, yeah, right?
Nimbleness. Okay, if
Yeah.
nimbleness is your choice, it's
Right.
all about your aim, and you take aim. You take a real good aim. You're going to roll a d20. You're going to add your nimbleness. If you can somehow justify relating this in any way to your experiences of the game so far, you can add a bonus d8.
I got 18, and I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add my 2, and we got a 20.
And you got a dirty 20.
Ooh.
Dirty 20. You take aim. You take a shot. The final words of "you bitch" to live is to be marked rings out amongst the crowd as you hit just the back end of, as it's going away from you, the back end of the nuke in the teeth. It cuts to an outside shot of this facility blowing up, but it's in a very directionalized mushroom cloud.
that way.
going
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
As
And
we
some
go
of them
to
are bad
45,
movies, and
they
we could
always
make
go
fun
in a
of them
direction.
together. It'd be kind of funny. We do jokes.
As Ely is taken out and you saved the day. And we go into Act 6, final twist. No, there's no final twist. There's no final twist. That felt like a satisfying place to end it. So we go into Act 6. Act 6,
God.
epilogues.
What was
Act
it?
6.
Epilogues.
Okay.
What do we find your characters doing a year in advance from now? After you've saved the day and become heroes of the people who destroyed some of LA in order to save most of LA.
I've
Where do we find
written
your characters?
I've written an incredible novel about the situation,
Mhm.
fictionalized, so I changed like names and things, but everyone is inspired by everyone, and in the dedication, I dedicate it to all of my team members. And also like especially to Dom if he did in fact die, like
Did I?
sacrifice himself.
No,
Unclear.
because you didn't punch the nuke but shot
Yeah,
it from a distance.
shot
he shot it.
You were
Okay,
able
so
to
then-
evade the blast from the nuke.
And
Well,
I
was there
dedicate it
another
to
bullet?
everyone.
Okay.
you have died since then,
Lost.
though. So that's
Yeah, unrelated.
Oh, yeah.
Dom
Unrelated.
just did die.
just
He couldn't take
cross
the
the
pain,
road.
so yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly dedicated to him, but also to everyone else. They get like a big section in the special thanks at the end.
Nice, very good. How about the rest of you?
I'm in I'm like leading a like self-help group, You know, we're in one of those kind of like adjacent rooms at like a gym, and there's like 12 of us, and then it's all about people who have outgrown allergies, and we've kind of like found each other, and we're kind of talking about stuff regularly, and it's really always just kind of like a good hang because there's not much to complain about anymore. It's kind of like, I guess like it just kind of got better, right?
It really got better.
Like, I guess, yeah. And I mean, maybe there's some stuff to like what careers we picked because of like whatever, but it's like, who cares? Like, we're fine. So want to play? I mean, we can play basketball, I guess.
There's a lot of just been like, you want to play cards or something? Like,
yeah, exactly.
There's nothing to talk about anymore. How about the rest of you?
I'm back on that same park bench. My journey with these 4 people has made me more confident in making friends. So the ants are like, we're on better terms. I wouldn't say we're like super close, but it's just like getting better. And I'm reading them Demon Copperhead because I've been racked with guilt because I was like such a poser about like acting like I'd read all of those, but I just Googled her when we met. I had never read any of those, so I've spent, in case we ever meet up again, I've just been reading every Barbara Kingslayer novel. To my bee friend, to my ant,
to your insect friends who are getting
as I feed them. But this time the crusts were in the bag too, because I'm thinking of others more.
Oh, that's nice.
Very good, very good. And they were the crusts of a jam sandwich.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was the pig in the fedora the whole time.
Surprise! Act 7. Epilogue twist. He takes off his fedora, and then do you realize he's been a pig the whole time?
Oink, oink, you bitch.
How about the other two? Where do we find you in the epilogue?
Streamy Ian reflects back on how fast he was to suggest they nuke a bunch of podcasters and realizes that he has a lot of sort of anger and jealousy, and so he starts to stalk the 3 guys that run the Smartless podcast. And he's just sort of always Twitch streaming outside of their building, trying to get their attention. He has not succeeded so far.
But he's working on it. There's a donation goal. Like if I get on his stream, it's like if I can get X number of money, I can get a lawyer.
If I get 200,000 super followers, I'll break into the Smartless building and make them try to and really like confront my fears and my angers.
Yeah, makes sense. Dumb.
Well, I faked my death because I don't know how to do anything else. I've forgotten everything, and so
really affected it.
I'm hanging out like in an abandoned building, wearing a sheet and scaring people at night, like but like pretending to be a ghost, and kind of trying to help some people if they seem lost and like give them catharsis with like I pretend to be like their loved one, like their dead loved one, and I will just sort of like. Because I spent all this time not knowing who I was and needing to think on my feet, I've gotten much better at like pretending just to be someone who makes sense in the situation. And that's kind of it. That's how I spend my time.
There's a shot as the end credits roll, like those shots that come up in the side credits of there's a shot of the Steam game that's released of the new VR headset, and it's like 99.99% positive, and there's one negative review from somebody called Ghost who says this thing really fucked me up, man.
don't play it.
Don't play this game. It's really messed up. Don't play as Ghost.
Not recommended.
We see a shot of some heavily stung podcasters podcasting from a Doritos bag. We see some wrap up scenes, and as the credits finish rolling, it all goes to black, and then an end credits scene opens as you see a bee standing over rafters, looking down over a hotel room in an Airbnb, a lovely sort of cottage in a beautiful serene place. He's in the rafters looking down over a hotel, this Airbnb room, as 2 moth people are making sweet love, and he says, "Not on my watch." And then we cut to black.
Oh,
yeah. Very much everybody for joining me for Watermelon TTRPG.
Whoa.
Whoa. This is a lot of fun. If you want to play it, you can buy it in all good bookstores. It's been published. All the big publishers have picked it up. Thank you for joining me. I've been Robert Hartley, GM.
That was amazing.
Robert Hartley, ladies and gentlemen. Incredible.
Wow.
Robert, I had a very good time.
Robert, so I really did have a great time.
I know there's
Robert.
Now there is pressure to say it before. I don't know if there was. Now there is, but I want you to know full sincerity. I had such a great time.
Oh my God.
That was so cool.
Good. I'm glad. This was a lot of fun. I don't know where it came from, but I think as well, I tried to aim for a lot of rewatchability because I jammed so many references in
the
here.
Depth of you're really encouraging people to go back and rewatch our stuff as well as this.
Yes.
Yeah.
People need to go back and rewatch things because there'll be things that you're like, that felt like a reference, but I don't remember what it was a reference to. So you got to watch also things that aren't even on your YouTube channel, things that I've seen on other people's channels. There's also I'll hint at this because I don't know if any of you picked up on it. The first line after I announced every new act, that is also combined a reference to something.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I don't know that I did.
The level.
Oh, I have to. I've got to go watch this back immediately.
We got to do a react, a group react.
So if you're watching this, you're enjoying it. Yeah, group reacting.
Yeah.
Watching.
Yeah.
More levels.
100%.
If you've enjoyed this, thank you very much for joining. I don't know if you guys have got anything planned for the wrap up of this session.
Just more of a wow. Put our, I don't know, like spoon our brains back into our skulls after that. But a shout out to you, Robert, and for those that want to check out his Patreon and follow all of Robert's work. He's incredible and so thoughtful and very generous for his time and for creating this epic saga, and obviously hope that people will go and join over on your side of the internet.
Check me out, Robert Hartley GM, all over the internet. You can go to roberthartleygm.com for links to everything, or you can check me out at Viva la Dirt League D&D.
Incredible.
And then, of course, the centerpiece teammates, actors, friends that showed up for us today in such a huge way. This was truly
a real pleasure for me to get a chance to play with each of you because I've been, it's a huge joy.
Thank you guys so much for having us. Thank you, Robert, for making all this. That was so cool. That was so fun.
Also, can't wait for the next. We're having a sketch come out that really features Shannon. Shannon was a cloaked figure in the sketch, which I'm sure you recognized her work.
Of course, it was obvious by my stature.
Yeah.
I will say my mom is like a huge fan, probably the #1 fan of First Light, and she's gonna be like thrilled that I was here with the cast of First Light, and then we were watching it last night, and I was like, "Mom, that's me!" Like at the end, and she fully did not believe me. I was like, "That's me and Dom." She was like,
"What do you mean?"
She was like, "What? How?"
But the voice.
And then she's like listening to the voice. I know. She was like, "That's not you." I'm like, "No, that's me standing there." So you got to back me up next time you see her, please.
Well, it's in the credit. You're credited.
Music magic.
I got to get her to be reading more then.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you are a novelist.
She can't read.
Obviously, yes.
I'll say as well that when I realized who was going to be playing with us the other day, I was like, I'm going to have to put some sort of line about eggs in here somewhere. I couldn't find a way to shoehorn it in. I was like, this guy,
and
eggs?
You did,
eggs?
and I heard it, and I let it go by because it felt like at the moment, which is more restraint than I had when we were on the set of filming that. Filming First Light, where I had no restraint.
Or should you have? That was the most joy.
I'm happy that eggs translated in the sketch though too, because it was a thing that was making me laugh a lot when we were there.
Like, if I say this enough while we're filming, they will be unable to edit around. They'll have to break the sketch. No, I'm very happy eggs made it to the final.
Well, and we were glad to have had it in so many places because we were able to pace it out well and use it across the toast, because we basically every line had the option of should this line be eggs.
Eggs in it.
Absolutely.
Look.
Or not eggs.
Yeah.
Well, I think that'll do it, y'all. That was
what a time.
Incredible time.
Hey, and what a month. Thank you so much, patrons. This was the big send-off of our June Patreon drive, so thank you so much for hanging and participating. We've mentioned we're gonna be back real soon because we're gonna do some sort of day of July 6th Park stream for those of you who aren't in LA and can't make it to the in-person event at Dynasty Typewriter. But thank you so much for a genuinely unbelievable month. If you've been here for years, thanks for hanging. If you joined this month, we hope you're enjoying it. We hope you're checking out all the different stuff that's here. We love it. We love you. Thank you. And thank you to, I think, patron of the month. Should we start awarding?
I think we just started that.
I think
now,
Robert gets
sure.
patron of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, in order to get it, this is the bar you have to hit.
This is the bar.
Really hard.
Tempest wear.
Inside.
Okay. Step up your game, Mr. Wuggles. You have to.
You have to make an 8-page TTRPG with narrow margins and
I expect full deep dives into Mothman lore at 3 a.m. the night before anything.
I did. That was my biggest note. I don't know if the Indrid Cole stuff paid off that well.
It was
I
very subtle.
really shoehorned that in there.
Man, I tried putting it in there, tried getting the payoff.
Yeah.
It's only because you failed. There was a role where he was going to become really important if you'd have made your role, but you failed.
And then he's on the phone, but he's also the orderly, the nurse or something. I don't remember.
No one has seen Mothman Prophecies, and Jack. It's like a movie I watched like 80 times for whatever reason when it was like that sweet spot, and I reference it all the time.
I'm not even convinced that movie exists.
It became a thing where it was too much of a hindrance for our writing meetings that I didn't know what he meant when he said.
Yeah,
but it's like this part of Mothman Prophecies. I'm like, all right, man, I'll watch Mothman Prophecies.
It comes up far too much in our conversations, and really nowhere else in the world. So really
cool,
thanks for honoring that. Yeah. But thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.